But I was never like buy Bitcoin. I was like, check this out. Like big, you know.
Right.
And if you are going to check it out, like go to meetups and try and get help. Um, so, you know, I had kind of a wider reach because I did the meetups, but and then now, like honestly, sweetie, I just don't have any friends that aren't into cooking. Just because I can't really, I can't do small talk anymore. I mean, it's kind of like
Right.
it's all in our face, and I can't talk about the size of Kim Kardashian's butt or whether she'll boy like somebody else or you know what I mean.
Right.
Like, I'm a terrible friend that way. So, like, we've got big stuff going on.
Yeah.
Um, all my friends kind of get that. So, those are my all my friends are, and I've got a lot of friends. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been a DigiByte for a long time. I got a lot of
Well, Garrett is my friend, and I have a couple of family members that gotten involved with DigiByte, and I have a few friends who are now avid DigiByters, but their only like passion comes from me because I keep reminding them of all the positive things about it. But yeah, and some of them hold a lot, and some of them hold a few. But it's been great getting people involved with DigiByte. I really enjoy it.
you're very good at it. You have such a because you're authentic. You know,
Right.
trying
Thank you.
to, you're not trying to something you're not. You're just like, I'm really excited about this. I think it, and I think for you, like, I felt the same way with Tiffany. For some of you guys, you feel like it's not just about like a currency. Like you actually have like a spiritual, and I can hear it in your tweets. You're like, you have a spiritual connection to this technology
Right.
or this community. So it's kind of like, it's more than authenticity. What you're bringing is that like kind of passion through that. Is
Right.
would you agree?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm a very spiritual person, and I do have my master's in executive leadership, which I decided to do personally. It was a 1 year program, but I learned so much about myself as far as being a servant leader. That's what I am, and so I just like education. So whenever you can just get people to want to learn, it's exciting.
It's exactly all you gotta do is create space and like an environment where they feel comfortable asking questions.
Right.
Because the questions are the good thing. Like that's what we want. We want everybody asking questions, you know, until they're
Well,
like,
that's script. I couldn't tell at first. You got so much light coming in.
It's a good camera right there.
means it metaphorically and literally.
Yeah, this is why I do the meetings at night.
Oh,
Guys, it must be cold in your houses. You guys are both wearing caps.
It is cold in my house. I have a really old. Um, I have an old house, and my heater's not too bad, but yeah, it's old. Yeah.
what year was it built?
I think it was built in the 30s.
Oh, wow.
It's like a mill house. You know, it's a duplex, and so and I love it. Like the location and everything is fantastic, but it's old and it's you know
Right.
it's
We're at
several.
all-time highs right now in Bitcoin.
Really? What's the price?
20,872.
Wow. So we're about to hit 21,000. Wow.
So how you feeling, John? You're awfully quiet tonight.
I'm just looking at the market. Excited to see Bitcoin up here, you know?
So how is this affecting like what when this happens like in that all the DeFi guys? What do they all get jazzed up or are they like you know screw Bitcoin and we want DeFi?
No, I think this is good for the entire crypto
Right.
market. I think the general consensus between a lot of traders is that first Bitcoin will, kind of pump and rally, and then as it continues to kind of uh, die down a little bit, that's when the altcoins start rallying, right? Because then you have your BTC to altcoin price is lower, so you can buy it cheaper, right? As Bitcoin rallies, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see it back up here. That's a good thing. I'm wondering what's going to happen with ETH. You know, like I feel like that's gonna, you know, kind of that's gonna have to pump soon. You know,
Yeah, I
what?
was looking at Ethereum because I was doing on Coinbase. They allow you to accumulate, DeFi tokens by watching videos and things like that. And I was working with one, and I realized that Ethereum gas was so expensive, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
like I'm wondering, like, when will that finally become a factor in all of this? Like, because people act like the gas price is nothing.
No, I mean it is a factor. Um, like on my Stream Deck over here, I have a little script that will tell you what the gas prices are. Right now, it's 35 gwei, which is really low. Actually, 55 gwei. But during times when it's really busy, it's like 150 gwei, or you know what I mean, some ridiculous number. And I've had transactions that cost me over $100 just to transact in one smart contract. You know,
Wow.
but when the getting's good, it's you don't care about that fee because especially if you're like yield farming or putting something in a liquidity pool, you just want to get in quick. So I can't
I guess
imagine
I'm a
what big.
little person.
What's that?
So I guess I'm a little person. So the fees is like, wow.
Yeah, well, it's not. I don't think it's. There are times when you just want to approve a contract and it costs a
Right.
lot, and you're like, geez, like maybe I'll do this later. So I think that's like kind of the Achilles heel of DeFi and Bitcoin, because in the future, if Bitcoin is 100,000, what are the
Yeah,
fees going to be like? That's going to be
it's gonna
the
be
fees to
scary looking.
transact on that's going to be ridiculous. And same thing with ETH, right? So ETH fees are going to be insane. So too bad we don't have smart contracts on DigiByte. That would be amazing.
Well, you mean like the ERC though?
Yeah,
Because I did ask Matt in the DigiAsset X, what's up? Can we scan with our DigiByte wallets the QR codes how many assets we want to buy from the issuer?
mm-hmm.
He said absolutely. This is how the smart contracts are developed.
Oh, so Digi Assets X, which is, am I getting it right?
Yeah.
Yeah, DG Asset X. Mm-hmm.
It'll be a smart contract with DigiByte when you're doing your purchases of assets.
Yeah. So that's what makes it so or so much faster and easier to do instead of hoping the guy's going to send you, the money after you send him, or send him the assets after you send him the money, or the vice versa. It's just a way where it's quickly
Executed.
quickly transactable. I mean, transactable. It's one of those. It's just a safer bet to connect those things, and I think that's a big step for DigiByte and its own ecosystem because of the fact that now anybody can create an asset to tied to a real world asset that's done by a contract that they have to honor and tied with payment systems. So that's really cool. Not to mention down the road, since the assets are like once you create one, it's locked in that kind of contract. You upgrade the contract with another asset, and you just issue another asset for your asset holders, and just burn the other assets when there's no need of them if you upgrade the asset.
Oh,
But I think that's really cool. So that's the smart contract thing that I was wondering about, and Matt answered it right away.
That's really cool. I
Yeah,
can't wait till that comes out.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
to
So
see
even
what they're
that
talking about.
we know him as NTFs, right? Is that what it's called? NTFs?
Yes, non-fungible tokens, NFTs.
NFTs or
Yeah.
NFTs, yeah,
Yeah.
NFTs. NTFs. NFTs. Now, it'll be done exactly on DigiAsset X and uh, APS. Was it APS?
IPFS.
Well, no, the I think his name is APS. He created the DigiByte tracking system app. You know who I'm talking about? He created the app where you can put track all your assets, all your wallets, and it shows you accumulative how much
Oh
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
net worth.
It's like a orangey
Yes,
color.
and
yeah, yeah.
and you can switch it to DigiByte Blue. He did offer other assets to track like Bitcoin, Ethereum, stuff like that. But I think everybody said no, just DigiByte. But anyway, he is even working. I was talking to him before, way earlier, and he was even working on working on development to get assets trackable on that app too. So that's kind of cool.
So what's the name of this app again?
What's it called?
I got it.
I might have it and never use it.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry.
I know I got. Oh, it's in my DigiByte little spot. Right. Oh yeah, it's DigiTracker.
Okay, I have it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. So soon he's working on development to track your assets
Oh wow,
as
okay.
well.
Track your assets.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh. So back to the NFTs. So like, yeah, you can like say Blaz or Amanda or anybody creates like a really cool art piece, and they assetize it on the DigiAssets. Then it's right there for sale. If you like that digital art, you just take your phone, go doo-doo, boom, you got it. And then even that, once that artwork gets a little popular within the community, and you it's like a time issued art, like, oh, this is the first one ever, and all these other DigiByte art, DigiAsset art is famous within the community, tradable or whatnot, but you can actually raise the price just like anything else and say, well, if you really want it, there's only one, and you make them really rare. If you make the artwork rare, that's where the value comes in. Instead of making like 100 of them and then spreading it around in the community, if you make the asset really rare, it becomes a lot more valuable with that artist. Just like the Mona Lisa, you only get one. I mean, all the others are just copies,
Right.
right? Or forgeries. But
Bitcoin
if you
21,000.
What's that?
Bitcoin's 21,000.
Wow.
21,000? Guys, so we're looking in this bull run that we're about to witness, we are going to look for, or I will be, 4 big, like 30, 35, 40% drops all the way up. And that's when every time it drops, it's going to go into altcoins. And the big 45, the big 50 drop before it goes up higher, I don't know when that's going to happen. That's when the altcoins are just going to boom.
That's what I
Yeah.
hope.
Just like last time, guys. I mean, you wait for a 60% drop, those altcoins are just going to moon.
Well, I think, especially when you put it, I mean, that happened, the last big run up, right? But the country wasn't in the state it is now. People didn't have as much information as they do now. And so they're going to try and put their money anywhere they can. Yeah. I think it might be even crazier.
Uh-oh, who's this?
This is Jerry from Korea, I believe.
Oh, what's up? Hey.
You there?
I can't see anybody.
You just got a picture up.
It's just a CPU.
So,
He's an AI bot.
guys, okay. Has anybody heard of this Tyler thing?
What's that?
Have you heard of Tyler AI?
Tyler AI. No. Explain that.
No, I have never heard of it either. And you know, I've been looking at everything the last couple of weeks, and I ran across this, and then boom, 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 it was in front of my face like 3 times in an hour, and I started to research it, and it is wild as shit. And I have seen some wild stuff, but you should research Tyler AI.
Tyler AI.
Tyler, like Tyler.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of watching it. I just can't believe it all the time I've been in this space, and I've been kind of, looking around that I've never heard of it before.
Tyler
So,
AI. What is that?
oh man, it'll trip you
It-
out.
Is it Tyler?
Yeah.
At the UMBC?
No, it's a AI. It's supposed to be like an artificial intelligence that was created by the CIA that went rogue, and that's where all this Q stuff is coming from.
Hmm. That's
And I was
interesting.
like, what? I mean, look, I don't know what's true anymore, but I keep my mind open, and I have to say that one I did not see coming. I saw aliens,
It's-
some of whatever. I'm like, this isn't going to surprise me. Like, whatever.
yeah, it's like nothing surprises you these days.
So, speaking of AI, it was interesting.
Oh, God.
I agree with you, Laura, that you don't know what to believe these days, but at least you listen to it to try to see what's the truth and what's not.
You know what makes me really want to listen to something? When someone tells me I can't. When someone tells me or tries to shut me down and says, no, you shouldn't listen to that, you can't listen to that, I'm like, oh, really? Oh.
How many people, not too long ago I've told you guys like Bitcoin is like it's internet money, it's never gonna succeed, it's never gonna get back to that price. I can't tell you how many people
Are you
have said
having a
that to
good
me.
moment right now?
What's that?
Are you having a good moment?
No, I'm just happy it's here. Like I'm just
I know.
um we're drinking
Well, I
Miller
found-
Lite. All right.
I,
All
I
right,
I
Will.
found it.
I think we gotta have a cheers, by the way, because
Yeah.
I found out what Tyler AI is.
uh-oh.
Oh wow. What's Tyler AI?
So,
Well, Mike, first raise your glass. Come on, drink your tequila, and then Miller Lite, and then Sky's coffee or whatever he's drinking.
Coffee.
Cheers.
oh, okay. So, the true identity of QAnon has been found to be actually Tyler the AI. So Tyler the AI would round up all this intelligence in the swamp
What?
and create QAnon.
Oh.
And that's who's speaking on QAnon's behalf as a robot.
That's
I've seen those
horrible.
videos. I just thought it was someone posting.
never heard about this. And I'm not like, I observe Q. I'm not like a Q follower. Like, it's fine that anybody else is. It's just, I'm very much an observer of all this. So I've been watching it since the beginning. I had never heard this AI.
So like I've seen some of the videos, right, on YouTube and stuff, or or on online, and it's like literally someone reading a script and choosing an AI robot face or a voice, and they're reading stuff, right, like internet facts or internet posts or collective data that they're reading, and it's literally, and we found the truth, and it's like what? I thought it was like a group of people.
Oh my
that's
God.
just like,
Laura
dude,
has me like way down the rabbit hole right now. It's
Well,
awesome though. It's like all this information that it's so hard to find reliable, trustworthy information, especially from mainstream media. And also, if you go on Twitter, and other social media outlets, you don't know what to believe there as well. So,
through so much bullshit. It's crazy. It is crazy. But so, and that's what that's what I've really been doing the last couple of weeks is like listening to all these conversations and going through their threads and reading and trying to connect who's who. And all of a sudden, this thing kept popping up over and over again. I'm like, what's that? And I clicked on it. I'm like, whatever. I just give up now. Of course.
yeah, but
Well, I
like,
thought
you have to be careful, right? Because you can go so far down that rabbit hole that you wouldn't, everything is a conspiracy theory, right? So
Yeah.
you got to find the right balance of truth and,
That's exactly what it is. It is about balance.
so. I got something to
Do that actually
in your
can
guys'
affect
mind
state.
about conspiracy.
Uh-oh.
Mhm.
So, conspiracy. The CIA came up with that term to the people that actually had hard data and facts about what was going on, but snip clippets. What happened is they took all that hard data and facts. I'm talking about, the powers that be, whoever they are, and took them away from America's servers and put them in other countries where it's really hard to get that data. And this is where all the information is stored, where no one can basically find it unless if you're a private entity that was hired to help them with TA or these servers, right? And even the military, in some case, private military contracts are to within this realm of protecting actual factual data that Americans can't find anymore, and they protect it, whether it's in the middle of a war or soon to be war or just black ops, right? So now you have this thing called, you hear it all the time, fact check, fact check everything. But the fact check that you get are the facts that you can find online that don't actually go to a server or any data bank. They literally give you like information from a story from CNN said, here's your facts, or a website that says, here's the fact checks, and it's created by, Facebook. So here's the thing. In order to get the real data facts, to get the true facts, you have to know your stuff. You have to know where the server and the routers are being routed to, so you're not fooled. And the only way you know that are whistleblowers that come out of the private organizations that are swore to protect that system.
Yeah. That's why when LT sent me this stuff about Project Odin and all this, I'm like, you know what? We need that. We need a decentralized, censorship-free, either medium or someplace where information can be just posted and you can't take it away from that site. If you have truths or documents and are posted and people can't go to jail for posting it on there. It shouldn't be traceable. We need stuff like that.
Also, like diversify. There's not a single target right now. It's so easy because we're so we have these single targets for safe information. I mean, Julian Assange is a perfect example of that. So you can get it into a situation where there's not a single target. Possible to stop. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's
I think, did you guys see there was a call? Half the time that Project Veritas is just like, but this time they actually delivered. They had a call from Julian Assange to the Secretary of State office, basically warning them,
yeah.
saying, look, this is going to be a problem. It's not in our hands. It's not in our control, but this is coming and we want to give you a heads up. And that, from what I'm reading, that should be enough. We shouldn't even get a pardon. It should just be charged out. Just be like, sorry, I hope you don't sue us, because it's wrong on so many levels. So I think between that and the pressure that's building, I think he's gonna get pardoned this weekend.
I hope
Really?
so.
I
I
really
mean,
do. I think he's gonna get pardoned this weekend between those two things.
I hope so. I hope so. I mean,
If
we
he
need that.
doesn't, there are the amount of pissed off people, especially after that phone call, and they're already mad. It would just be to me. He doesn't seem like that stupid of a person to miss the opportunity to free North Carolina. If he doesn't, then he'll implicate himself in something much worse. Will be
Man.
really bad.
Listen, a lot of my information came from Supreme Court UN articles about data protection. Hey, Amanda.
Oh, Amanda's on?
We haven't seen Amanda in so long. Amanda.
Amanda!
Guys,
Hey.
hey, my daughter is here too. So
Okay, where's Star?
Hey.
Oh, you look so cool.
The Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, the Northern Lights.
We were supposed to see that in Massachusetts apparently, but
Really? That's so cool. How?
yeah, but it ended up not working out for us.
Ah.
But
Hey, Star.
Oh, we finally get to
Star.
meet her. Okay.
hold on,
Star,
she's
hi,
here
Star.
and then she's gone. But
Oh, there she is.
There she is.
That's
There she is.
Hi.
Hi.
want to say hi?
Hey,
Oh my
Star.
She's
Yeah,
gonna
but-
eat you out of house and home.
I know she like shot up another couple inches last night. I think.
All that broccoli.
Yeah, she loves it.
It's all
What do
those
you-
super veggies that you're growing in your garden.
You know.
Are you still growing vegetables?
So there's the only thing that's left are hot peppers that I moved inside. So I got these white ghost peppers that I grew, and then
Ooh.
they're ripe right now. So
Ooh, how hot is that?
probably way too hot for me. So I'm gonna have
What
to
is it
go-
on the Scoville level?
Oh, like freaking, hundreds of thousands.
Oh,
like,
no.
Like
Oof,
huge out
no.
there, up there.
Oh, can't do it.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to seeing Blizzard on. He didn't join. He's not joining.
It's like 1:30 in the morning for him, I think. And
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
so he was thinking about joining, but it was just way too late for him.
He's up rapping all night anyway. So.
Man, I'll tell you, we've all got crazy sleep schedules trying to keep in touch with each other.
Yeah, your schedule is. You don't
I-
go to sleep till like 2:30, right?
Well, so last couple of nights have been actually really bad. How's everybody else? Are you guys all in good health? Like happy holidays?
Oh, happy holidays.
Happy
As good
holidays.
as can be, during these times.
Mhm.
Oh, I see a foot. No, that's an arm.
COVID free.
Yeah,
Like appears and disappears. Like
that's wild.
Is that a green screen or just a background?
it's just one of the backgrounds in here, and actually,
Zoom, you can just pick a virtual background.
someone
Oh,
has
wow.
my hand right now, or else I'd try to figure out how to turn it off. But yeah.
Mike, where's the other DigiByte brother? Where's the other one?
I was trying to get him on. He got off at 3:30, and he might have had to do something because this was last minute. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But I was
yeah.
trying to get Garrett on so you guys can meet him. It
But
was a great
Lord,
time.
I just looked at the price. Oh my God, what is going on? Sorry to interrupt you, but
No, this is what it's for. We're all drinking because
any of this.
Bitcoin,
everything's up.
yeah,
DigiByte's
Bitcoin
up too. Ooh, DigiByte's up 8-9% almost.
Yeah.
Going on?
All right. Where are we going? Where are we heading, script?
Where are we heading to? Like
Where
the
are we
top? For DigiByte or Bitcoin?
heading? DigiByte.
Nobody
I
cares
think I think it's going to be a lower high.
We're the better Bitcoin.
I think it's going to be at another lower high, but I think it's actually curving, man. I think it's actually ticking up. I mean, I was expecting it to drop to 0.0111, but right now it looks like because of Bitcoin, and in fact, a lot of cryptocurrencies are moving upwards. So this is one of those things that DigiByte's moving up too. gaining ground with Bitcoin instead of going down, or never
Well, yeah,
moving.
everything's
Remember
gonna
those
move
days?
up slightly with it, right? So
Yeah, it's moving up slightly, right? But it's like, look at the previous bottom for DigiByte. It actually had like a hidden bullish divergence, um, and now it's kind of steadying out. It could be a lower high, but it's still a higher high or a higher low from its previous almost double bottom there. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, I drew a zero line at 96 sats, and I've been loading up there, but it didn't hit that, unfortunately. But
Yeah, well, you're talking about BTC pair,
yeah, BTC pair.
BGB.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry, we're looking at two different charts. It's not moving up at all on the BTC pair, is it?
Well, it's
Not
105
really.
sats. It was down to 98 sats this
Yeah.
morning.
Ouch.
97 sats. Yeah.
Okay, so it's moving a little bit, but I'm always looking at the dollar value. I don't know why. It's just easier.
So I guess the question I have is what happens when Bitcoin starts to move up 500, 500, 500? Because it seems as the higher it goes, the quicker it moves. So do you guys think that you're gonna see the 20s go
$500
fast?
or $500? Moving up.
No,
500?
like, you know what I mean? As the price goes up, it's jumping quicker to the next 1,000. So I'm wondering, like, is the 20s going to be quick or who knows? I'm just asking.
For me as a trader, I can't, like, I wasn't active trader when 2017 end of year, beginning of January came around. So I wish I was here, but I can't imagine it doing what it did back then, where you have this massive parabolic spike up. You know what I mean? That to me, it feels though that now, which is so different, is you see every day that institutions are coming into buying Bitcoin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you see the Mass Mutual news. You see, a lot of these hedge funds and pension funds are investment managers that have directed money from pension funds are starting to invest or have some asset allocation into Bitcoin, and that is huge. And also the starting of crypto custody and banking and all these different financial products.
Yeah, traditional stocks on the blockchain and everything too.
Yeah, that too. Even Bittrex, right? FTX came out with tokenized stocks. In fact, they had what was the recent IPO?
I mean, Apple was like on there.
Yeah, they have those, but they had a recent IPO where they had tokenized assets before it even IPO'd on the exchange. That was incredible to me. And there's a lot of derivatives that are being generated, options, bonds, and all these things that are being thought about, synthetics. I'm really excited for next year, And regulation is coming, and I think a lot of people think that that's a huge roadblock, but in essence, it's needed. It's needed to validate crypto, right? You need regulation. Once there's a regulatory framework, then the institutions can say, okay, this is regulated now. Now we can include this into our directive and our investment, our mission statement, and have some asset allocation, a certain percentage allocated towards cryptocurrencies. And huge indexes are coming up, ETH indexes, like grayscale type, indexes and things like that. So it's exciting to see. I'm surprised that it's at 21,200 right now. I wasn't here when you saw it, go parabolic, but right now, from my perspective, do you want to be that manager, that investment manager that didn't invest anything in Bitcoin?
Right.
Like so many people are kind of, getting onto the bandwagon, and like it's better if you are there and it doesn't do well, because then you took a shot, right? But if you're not there and it moons and it goes, right now Bitcoin's up God knows how much this year. What's the percentage? Anybody know what that is? 200%? I don't think it's that much, but
From what? From when?
from the beginning of the year.
Oh shoot, man! Like from the beginning of the year. Well, it dropped right before March and then went up in March, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
Or in March.
it's almost like I don't want to be that guy who didn't invest in the investment, the chief investment officer who didn't invest in Bitcoin, or some kind of cryptocurrency. I think right now it's at that point where it's the end of the year, beginning of next year, when new strategies and investment strategies are put into place. If we continue this trend,
Yeah, you said 500%, right?
no, 200%, I believe it was. Right?
200.
Yeah. Bitcoin didn't
Yeah.
go up 500%, maybe 200%.
I just want to talk more about the pensions because I don't think we talk about it enough that the pensions are insolvent in the United States right now. A lot of them, a lot of the state pensions and the federal pensions, especially the veterans, a lot of veterans that are dependent on these pensions, and pensions need Bitcoin because everything that they've been investing in hasn't been given the returns to pay out, what the pensions have promised. So I'm glad to see pension companies and organizations start to embrace Bitcoin because I think it'll save them.
It's not just. I mean, it's great to see these pensions like Northern Trust, for example, who are big managers of pensions and things like that. It's great to see these guys building, launching Zodia custody, because it tells me that the institutions are getting ready for huge investments in this space. And not only that, like you said, they are becoming more and more insolvent. And look at it from a global perspective, right? This whole thing about CBDCs and what's going on with these digital currencies that will be backed by either a central bank or a country. My opinion is they have to be backed by something, right? It's not going to be their currency or dollar. It might be gold, but it also might be Bitcoin. So
What do you
it
think
might
about?
behoove them to start accumulating, mass deposits of Bitcoin, because
What do you think about instead of because it just seems like the wise investment, the end all be all is Bitcoin, digital gold. But what if there was a system in place that, because right now Bitcoin's so volatile and they're trying to bring regulations to get a little bit more even kill, so no 100 x leverages the pensions. If they developed some kind of a locked asset where it's kind of like the farming kind of, so a pension locked asset where it's tied to, kind of like a decentralized finance with Bitcoin over the long run I think would be safer than just throwing it in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's still volatile.
Now,
I think what it's like is like you see a lot of countries that don't have a lot of gold reserves, right?
Yeah.
And what's their other option, right? It's certainly not
They have nothing.
some U.S. dollar or their own currency.
They have no option.
I think their only shot is to accumulate Bitcoin. So, in order to have a seat at that table, eventually, if this whole rhetoric about one world currency, new world order, whatever conspiracy it is, you're gonna need to have something that you're gonna, to be able to back up, your currency, and that's gonna probably be Bitcoin or gold. If you don't have gold, then it's gonna be digital gold, right? So I don't know. For me, I think next year, the first quarter, it's going to be a very interesting quarter in my.
I don't think it's going to be gold, man. I think gold is going to be a valuable asset for sure. But dude, like gold is like, how long has it been taking to get to 1,500? And that was like its all-time high or whatever.
Everything's manipulated, so like those numbers are kind of like they're the numbers people want them to be. You know,
I
whoever
mean,
in
but
charge
the
of.
thing about gold is, some countries have massive reserves of gold, right?
Mm-hmm.
And other countries just do not have any. So, whatever the game is now, they're going to need to figure out how to have something that backs up a currency. And I think Bitcoin is going to be one of those things. So I don't know. It's playing out like quite nicely where institutions are really coming into the fold, and you see an announcement every day where Mass Mutual is buying 100 million. Northern Trust is putting that. Fidelity is doing all these different things. J.P. Morgan, BTC right now, it's I don't know if you noticed, but BTC's market cap is larger than J.P. Morgan now.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's incredible. So that's where we are.
And they had
It's
the most
exciting
act
times
talking
right
about
now.
Bitcoin that I could think of.
That's why I'm excited. Not that it has the capability to get here, to get back here, right? So that tells you a lot about the value of not just Bitcoin but cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
So that excites me, and I think over time, if Bitcoin does continue, this progression, it's not something you can transact on. It's long term. It's a store of value, but it will be for things like countries to move mass quantities of capital.
No, I agree with you. It's not going to be used like a currency. It's
Yeah.
going to be more of a store of wealth,
Yeah.
of value.
And I think a lot of people look at the price of DigiByte today and they're like upset because it's not mooning or it's not at a certain value. There's no use cases. But to me, it's in the future when if cryptocurrencies and blockchain gets adopted and we see it being as pervasive as we think it's going to be, then DigiByte is the perfect decentralized blockchain that it's a public utility, as Noah Seedman would say. And I can see a lot of value in that. So
And as
I'm
far as
excited.
the value of DigiByte too, sorry to interrupt, but
No.
when you're looking at its international usability, it's kind of at a price point where it's widely available. So it's not, out of reach for people that are in third world countries. You can still attain it. So that's kind of something to keep in mind as far as its value on the international and the global level.
And the sheer fact that the inflation goes down every month at 1%, and there's a finite flow, there's a finite amount supply. Eventually people are going to understand the value of this. It's maybe not today, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see.
But it reminds
Bitcoin.
you that people have so much time to get on board with DigiByte. They've had so much time to purchase it because it's affordable. That's one of the points I like about DigiByte is that it's affordable and more people can afford it and more people can hold it. And more people holding it makes it greater for the price in the future.
yeah.
So I've always looked at a cheap price as the cup half full instead of half empty.
Oh yeah, I mean, I see a lot of those trolls like saying, "Oh, the DigiByte sucks. It's a shit project."
It's always about price.
Yeah, it's always about price. But
No. Wait a minute. Like I was on DigiByte price speculation on Telegram, and like there's like this little emoji with an Aramaic guy with his thumbs up, with a kiss face with DigiByte, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And this one guy came on and said something very racial.
Oh man.
In the price speculation, I was like, dude, one more outburst like that, you're gone. And I'm not even an admin. I'll call the admin and be like, hey, get this guy out of here.
You're better than Evan. Evan, you're bitch.
I will. One more outburst like that, buddy, and you're gone. He was like, okay, buddy, and he didn't say anything.
Judge script.
Dude, seriously, I'm like, I have no time or patience for people that want to judge somebody by their skin.
Well, you know what? I would just, you know what, one of my dream of dreams is to go to bed, wake up the next day, and log on to the different platforms we have, and all bots are gone. Could you imagine, like, what would that even look like? I mean, what percentage of interactions are we dealing with that are just that?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You know who I'm actually starting to like, who always talks about DigiByte in a bad way on Twitter?
Who?
Uh,
Crypto, USA Crypto.
I actually
USA.
like him. I actually like the guy. Because everything he says is a lie.
Everything he says is a lie.
Yeah, like he always says stuff that I think isn't true. And it's interesting because people will believe anything.
Always, honestly, for me, I'm kind of neutral on the guy because he hasn't always been wrong, but he's so toxic and negative that I can't let his ideas really resonate too deeply with me. But I mean, he hasn't some of the stuff that he said hasn't been completely wrong.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
All right. Glad you joined.
I said I had to join before you guys ended you guys segment on the Bitcoin.
Man,
part.
you guys got DigiByte shirts on. Oh, you guys did this right. But I got my DigiByte, light over here, so in my corner.
Yeah, I see. I like that. Where you get that from?
Tom from Stone Interiors. Yeah, he makes all these the lights and the coins.
Okay.
Coins
And the
are
moons.
awesome. You got to get these coins.
Yeah, the moons
too.
are really cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, Laura, Amanda, Script, and John, this is Garrett, my DigiByte brother.
What's up, Garrett?
And
What's
up, man?
Yeah, I'm
I love
excited.
your shirts. I should have. You should have told me your cousin was making shirts, Mike. You should have told us that. Just spread it
He's
out.
still
in the
making
community.
shirts, so
Did a fundraiser and get it out to everybody.
Absolutely. Look, we can make that possible. We can really make that possible. The next time we have our party, we all got shirts.
It's like,
I love your setup. You have like waters with DigiByte stickers on them, right, Mike? Like when you do your little DigiByte meetups, everything has DigiByte all over it, right? You have a DigiByte.
Oh yeah, you're the marketing. You're the
that's
marketing
I
guru.
love that. I just want that in my house.
Yeah, your presentation of that is really good too, Michael.
That's
Thank
cool.
you.
It's really nice.
oh yeah, the DigiByte pop and the DigiByte chips and the DigiByte water, and the DigiByte napkins. You got it looks like to me
The DigiByte GPS tracking system.
the big.
So now, Michael, tell me a little bit. How do you guys live? How close do you live to Garrett?
maybe 20 minutes away from Garrett.
Well, that's not bad. Oh, that's so lucky for you to have it. I don't have any DigiByte friends locally. I've got my friend Rebecca that, she's a fan of it too. But we, with COVID and everything, we just really haven't seen each other.
Yeah,
much.
I was praying to God for someone that could match my passion for DigiByte that I could be close to.
I cannot believe that there is somebody else on the planet who fit that.
Let me tell you guys, be honest with you, I'm always open to opportunities, right? So me and Mike, we go way back, right? We go back probably 15 years. So, we actually caught up, and when he brought the idea of DigiByte, I'm like, what? For real? What's going on? I said, okay, I gotta learn a little bit more. because at the time I was I would say about 5 or 6 years ago, I had started trading on the forex market, and I was like, I'm making a little bit of money, you know what I'm saying, putting something to the side. And then I see how the economy was going. I saw some projections that, you know, when I was setting up my trades, I was like, man, the US dollar looked like it's about to do something crazy. And this was probably like 2.5, 3 years ago. He brought the same idea, the same opportunity about DigiByte to me back then when it was like under 1 cent. I didn't have like any money to play with at the time because I was tied up. I'm a true believer of like managing my, managing how much I actually put out there versus how much I really need to sustain myself. I'm a minimalist. I have not a whole lot of stuff in my house and stuff like that. So I was like, man, dang, this is a great opportunity. Then I see that the pricing is still relatively low. I'm like, man, why not? Why not invest in this and learn a lot more about it? So we linked up, and the rest has been history, to be honest with you. It's like, come on, let's go. Let's make this thing happen. I didn't expect for it to be this big though. Like DigiByte is around the world.
Yeah, I mean, what do we have? I think in terms of social media, a total of 1 million following. Is that right, Laura?
Say that again.
Like all the social media platforms combined, is it like 1 million plus people?
Yeah. If
Wow.
you go from Lunar Crush does the stats on that.
Million.
So yeah.
Yeah. I noticed that one day we had over 3 million engagements. And I like to follow that because that lets you know how many people is actually engaged with the topic of DigiByte.
There were 3
Well, and
million engagements in one day?
Yes.
Wow. Not bots?
24 hours. No, not bots, but it's not counting just likes and retweets. It's actually counting exposures, I think.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, I think as that price starts to check in there and we start getting some more eyes on us, it will be crazy.
I mean, I like the technology myself. I think, a lot of this technology that it's actually enhancing or growing into is going to really be used in the future. I mean, I think we are ahead of our time, definitely, for sure.
I agree with that. I think we're way ahead of our time. I mean,
Yeah.
just like Linux was, we have all the tools, but people don't know how to use us yet.
Yep.
But the way we build is just like how Linux builds. We add the best features, the best security. Our focus is in how to protect this blockchain and be purely decentralized. And that's going to be very, very useful someday, especially if Bitcoin keeps continuing this pace and we see Bitcoin at 50,000 or, if that ever happens, 100,000. It's not going to be transacting on Bitcoin. It's going to cost you way too much to transact on that. And Ethereum is probably going to be at least $1,000 if that, and then some. So you're not going to be transacting. You will be transacting DeFi, but it's going to be, it's not going to be for the average person for sure.
Yeah, I just remember back in December of 2017 sending a Bitcoin transaction that took a day.
A day? Wow.
Yeah, and maybe because I didn't put enough fee on it, but I don't know exactly why it took a day, but it took a day. And when I seen that, I was just like, I need to find a blockchain that does exactly what Bitcoin does, but it's faster. And it took me to go to CoinMarketCap's website and just look up all the mineable cryptocurrency. And I looked at DigiByte before I even did any price other than price diving. And I was like, why is this coin so cheap? It's a mineable cryptocurrency. It's pretty fast. It's all these great things. So that's why I've been in. I felt like DigiByte has been just affordable enough to accumulate. And,
Yeah.
I've just been accumulating, and hopefully one day it'll get to where I wanted to go. But yeah, that's my spiel.
What's your target, Mike? Where do you want it to go? I mean, realistically.
Um, I believe we should price at least the Kuwait dinar, which is like $3.41 USD. And the reason why I say that is because if we're
Three
going to be a
dollars.
current,
$3? Did you just say?
yeah,
Wow.
that's one of the most expensive fiat currencies. I don't know if it's backed by anything, but I do know one of my good friends, Garrett,
Yeah.
our good friend Keon, he went to Kuwait one day and withdrew $100, and he was like, he got like 300 and something dollars out. Didn't realize how he could spend it in Kuwait because he didn't mean to pull out 300 USD. He just wanted to pull out $100 USD. But anyway, yeah, I think we should price it at there, but I don't. I mean, I care about the price because I want to pay my house off and I want to get rid of my student loan. But I don't see myself selling DigiByte when it hits high. I see myself storing it and leaving it in the family because I come from a family that has come from poverty. Um, when Benjamin Moore, who was my great 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 grandfather, he had property, and my family moved north and we lost it to tax. So I just think DigiByte as a property holding type asset, I want to give it to family members, and if I have any children, my children.
Oh, that's a sweet story.
Thank
I
you.
would say that I think if we can just reach 8 cents, that's going to be a huge, $1 billion market cap, right?
It is.
So
It is a big deal. I mean,
yeah,
8 cents
if
is
you're
a
talking
big
about a
deal.
dollar, we're talking about 13 point something billion-dollar market cap. Okay,
Yeah.
and the
That's
way
ridiculous.
things are evaluated right now, it's not realistic. But if we could
Okay.
reach that 8 cents very soon, before, let's say, the alt season happens, that's a huge psychological level for us, and it will. For me, that's a target that I'm looking forward to. As soon as we break that 8 cents, that $1 billion market cap, if we're $1 billion, we can be $5 billion. Okay, that's the difference, right? But if you're
Yeah.
talking about a dollar where we're being 13 point something billion and $3 with a almost $40 billion market cap, there's really no
I was
use
talking about
case
the
right
long
now for
term.
that. Not can it be that? Yes, but I'd be very happy to break that 8 cent barrier. I think that's a huge level for us to get to.
I think long term. In order to get the long term, yeah, we have to get. It's just like we lost all the value from a 14-cent high, guys. Like in a quick pump, that was,
Yeah, but
and it
those are
all
different
dwindled
times,
away
right?
over time.
Those are different times. Right
Yeah.
now,
We
you
need
know,
stability. We need stepping stones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we need accomplishments in the price in order to go, 60 cents. I mean, we need to get like what John Song is saying. We do need to get a good accumulation zone above some just near targets that's going to get us to 33 cents.
yeah, I mean, I don't
Right.
see us once we break that 8 cent level. I don't. To me, 8 cents is no different than 20 cents. It's we just need to get past that psychological level of $1 billion market cap.
Yeah.
And if crypto does and blockchain does become more pervasive, where and this all ties in with the conditions of the market today, right? So who knows if there's going to be you know you know a COVID free uh, you know time that we're in. Who knows if economic recovery is going to happen? Like a V-shaped pattern. We don't know that, right? So over time, if conditions persist and we're kind of hanging in that gray area, crypto becomes more, you know, uh, it becomes more on on the radar for other countries, right? Especially the countries that don't have gold, that don't have a lot of Bitcoin, right? They're looking to, they can invest in something like, DigiByte, right? Because it
Can you
has
pull
all
up
the
the
qualities
percentage
and then
to,
some, right?
John, can you pull up, like, from where we're at right now? Can you pull up the percentage to 8 cents?
The percentage to 8 cents?
Yeah, can you, or do you have a chart in front of you?
He's saying how much increase would what percentage increase would we need to make 8 cents?
From where we're at now to 8 cents, do you know what the percentage rate is on that?
I mean, we'd have to go, it's
400?
0.022 right now, right? So
Yeah.
we'd have to go at least, 3 point something times, right? Where we are now, right? So I can pull up a chart, but I mean, we're way away from that. But, for
Yeah,
me,
market cap is 303 million. So we need to at least go 3 times that.
yeah, we need to go at least 3 times that. So 7-8 cents, or somewhere around there, is kind of the bogey that I'm looking at.
So like 250%.
That's what it is.
I don't know. I'm 3 times, like 250%, 300%, and we hit it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I mean, we've seen, guys, we've seen
possible.
like 600%, 940% peaks and valleys just this last this year. I mean, it was crazy, guys. It was so crazy.
yeah. I mean, I don't have a chart, but we just need to go, whatever, three and a half times where we are.
We
But
need to go 3 times our market cap. That's what we know.
So
yeah,
yeah,
but it's
so
not
we have
impossible
what?
considering like a Coinbase listing, or somebody building on DigiByte that is a decent use case, because there are things that are happening in the background. Some of the things that many of us can't talk about, but there are things happening, and people don't see it because they're not, it's not supposed to be publicized until it comes to fruition. But there are things happening. So
The things that do stick out are those milestones. And I think what you said is really important about us hitting the 1 billion market cap. And, in this past year, we're celebrating Bitcoin surpassed 20K, right? That's super, that's awesome. And in the same year, remember how excited people were when Bitcoin made it to 10K? So it's twice the amount of volume within the same year. And that's going to mean wonderful things for crypto across the board.
I mean, we're almost
it just
400 billion market cap in Bitcoin, right? So $45,000 price in Bitcoin, it's $1 trillion market cap. There's no reason why DigiByte can't be $1 billion market cap at that point. There's no reason. So these are some exciting times.
They need to stop being stingy with their Satoshis. I know that.
What's that?
I said Bitcoin holders need to stop being stingy with those Satoshis.
Satoshis, yeah. Well, I mean, this is, we all know that we're all here early, and this is a long game. And,
Right.
Yeah.
Those people who are expecting DigiByte to be, $1 tomorrow, let them have weekends, because in the end, if you're here long enough, in my opinion, when Bitcoin does get above 45,000, $1 trillion market cap, there's no denying, it as a store of value. And not only that, crypto will be more than justified in use everywhere in blockchain. So it's exciting to me. Seeing Bitcoin up here is very exciting to me for all.
You're so funny,
time.
John. You're like, it's exciting. I'm very excited. It's exciting.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to say a little secret about Laura and how much DigiByte she owns, if she allows me.
Oh yeah, you can tell them.
Okay. Guess
What?
how much DigiByte Laura has.
Come on, I know this.
Guess.
I know it. I'll let them
Guess.
guess. I know this. Come on, man.
Goose egg.
She has 0.
That goose egg.
She has 0 DigiByte.
I was gonna say this is well known.
Is it well known?
What?
Yeah.
I don't think it's well known from the entire community. I think it's well
Oh
known.
well, maybe not. I was there with the debacle of, DigiByte Dan.
Oh.
He let out a bunch of dirty laundry. I didn't like that dude after he did that.
Yeah, he told me he didn't think I had skin in the game.
Oh god. The fact that you don't have DigiByte and you're as much
I
as you
was
give
like,
to this
I think
community,
you
it's
and I have a
amazing to me. I'm baffled.
I was like, you and I have a different definition of skin, dude.
Seriously.
You do have a lot of passion in DigiByte having 0 DigiByte, Laura.
Well,
Well, because I kind
she's
of
not
honestly,
conflicted by her holdings. Some people might be conflicted and do,
yeah, I don't want to be. Yeah, I want to be like, not to sound like I'm not trying to be like some martyr or altruistic or anything like that. It's
It's
not.
amazing though.
It's not about that. It's just like I had to keep my heart pure because I just didn't want that conflict. I mean, what if I had to make a decision or I was in a place to make a decision and I made it because it was going to benefit me and it was not because it was going to benefit the project. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that everybody has to do that. That was just what I was guided to do for myself, probably because I'm a weak person. I like to drink and I smoke. I have a very low threshold for
Smoke what?
willpower. So maybe they're like, girl, we don't even want you to have any at all because you suck.
So that's just like Charlie Lee sold at the top. What's the
Oh,
difference?
boy.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Let's
he
not
has
get
more
started
skin
on
in the
that
game.
because
So anyway, yeah.
but he went public.
And
He
I'm
went
not
public
angry
about
about it. I kind of looked at it like this. My sister and I have had many conversations about this because she gets very irritated with me sometimes. But I kind of looked at it like this. I was like, I'm gonna, put a certain amount of my resources in DigiByte, and I can choose to do it by holding the coin or by investing into the community. And so I invested into the community, and that's where I spent my money. And so, but because I think that a lot of these people are talented and passionate and driven, they're going to start their own companies. I'm not worried about being able to find a job one day. I mean, I'll be on a lot of people's top list. If we're all successful, like my reward isn't my investment, my return is different. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just amazing because most people are not like that. They want to prosper.
Yeah, I'm a weirdo, John.
No, yeah.
They want to shield their bags.
But she's got 1 million Bitcoin, so it's all good.
No, I mean, I totally get it. There's artists and musicians and healers, like energy healers, that won't accept money for what they do, because it's about their connection with people and with the spirit.
Exactly. It messes with the flow.
Yeah.
It's like, keep
I get
the
it.
flow just flowing. Not to say it's always easy, but, I'm glad looking back, I'm glad I never bought it. And now, it's not to say I've never had it. I did, I beta tested Change Angel and I switched into, because I got my guidance just like, don't buy it. So, but I did beta test, and so I switched some Litecoin into DigiByte, but then within a week, I sent it to a developer because I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to be holding this.
You should check your CoinKit account on Twitter. I bet you have a lot of DigiByte there.
I think I did that one time, and
I think Mike probably tipped you
I don't
5
think,
times over.
I don't think I have any. Last time I checked, I didn't have any, but I definitely put up a don't send me anything kind of vibe. I've had friends try to trick me into it all the time, but we had in core, we had a thing with the finance debacle. We got to a point where if you say the word finance, you have to donate, DigiByte to our fund. So I said it one time and someone's like, you've got to donate. And I was like, oh, I don't have any. And I said, somebody spot me. And they're like, give us your wallet. And I was like, nope. I know how. Nope. You send it.
It's okay. When DigiByte gets to $1, we'll have a collection for you.
That's
A big
perfect. You know
collection.
what? To me, I'm like, if that's what you guys want to do, I think that would be awesome. But I don't want to know anything about it. I don't want to know any details or anything.
21,242 Bitcoin.
You will have what?
21,248 is the price of Bitcoin right now.
Oh, I thought you said that's how many Bitcoin you have, and I'm like, bitch, what?
No way. I wish I had that many Bitcoin.
I say, I know a millionaire.
That's Michael. That's Michael Moore money. That's not me.
You talking about the director, right?
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Amanda, did you talk to Matt at all about DigiAsset X and like how NFTs are going to work and all that?
I've just been getting
I don't
that
know
information
anything.
through the
That's why.
grapevine.
No, like
Yeah.
we don't know anything about what's going on over there.
So apparently there's going to be some kind of interface where you can get the DigiAsset by using the QR code.
Mm-hmm.
You scan it and then
DigiAsset X.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but I honestly, everything I've heard is through the grapevine, so don't use me as a reliable source for that. But I am looking forward to what is coming out and whenever that's going to happen. I'm going to focus more on putting some tokenized art on DigiAssets again.
Oh, I can't wait to see your stuff on there.
Yeah, I've been actually like putting feelers out because you guys know I've been dipping my toes into the NFT thing for a few months now.
Of course, you made me my own custom NFT. That was awesome, by the way. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and it's DigiAsset, which is even better.
I love it so much, actually.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
I love it.
It's been really neat.
I'm just so glad you were able to work with my personality. I must have had you make
you guys. He's super
changes
nitpicky.
30 times a day.
It's not just that. I'm also like if I'm doing something for someone else, I want to make sure that they're like really happy with it. So like it was both of us. We like bounced back and forth like I don't know.
No, it was amazing how you dealt with all the different things I had ideas about, and I didn't really know. I'm not a creative person, so I just basically verbalized, and then you brought it into what I wanted, and that was awesome. I loved it. I love it.
Super fun. Yeah,
it's worth nothing right now, but hopefully it'll be worth something someday.
I don't know what we're talking about.
She created an NFT for me.
Another one?
No, this is
It was a custom one, right?
Custom one, yeah.
She's doing a brand new one?
No, it was a custom NFT created for me.
The same one?
What's that?
The same one?
What do you mean?
Yeah, it was like a couple months ago. It was like last month, right?
I liked it.
Month and a half.
I liked it. Look HD.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to. Hey, Amanda, we need to make some 3D ones where you can get a 3D and someone they have to put the 3D glasses on it. That would be.
So
I should have told you privately.
There's different programs that you can use that'll actually. So if you have like real world art, you can see moving art by using their app. I don't know what it would take to develop something around.
Amanda? Hello? Come back.
You're in 5G.
Am I like at a different wavelength right now?
Now you're working. Okay, you're talking about mobile art.
Yeah, so I know that there's programs you can use like Artivive where you have an actual physical piece and then you like hold your phone up and you can see it in augmented reality.
Oh,
right.
So you move and everything. I don't know what it would take to build that sort of thing into a DigiAsset or an NFT.
Well, you would You mean link it to that augmented reality? The
Yeah,
art?
I mean, so as far as I'm concerned, what NFTs on Ethereum are doing,
Yeah.
and from an artistic standpoint,
Hmm.
you're able to do things like display that art in virtual reality settings, and then you can link it to where you're selling it on the blockchain. And I think it would be really cool if we started to look at applications like that for digi assets.
Oh yeah. Well, absolutely. Amanda, you're absolutely right. That would be really cool.
That would be cool.
We're going to have to raise up, I don't know. Let's raise $1 million, guys, make it the best we can ever do.
It's it's not even necessarily about that from my
Ah,
standpoint. I think we just got to find developers that want to be they want to build their own business.
That's,
true.
I think that's the thing, like, I've been thinking about that too. If, it's one thing to pay developers, but it's another one to entice them to come work with you. I mean, if I was a young, brilliant developer, I wouldn't want to have to sell my soul to, a group of VC people to build my dream. I'd rather build my dream and then plug it into a community that will market it for me and help me build it. So I think that's something I've been thinking about too. It's like, what's the best way to entice? And it can't be paid. It has to be like something beyond that, like entice them to build their own businesses.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
obviously they have a passion for it, Laura,
I
and
mean, Matthew's building his own business on DigiByte because he knows that he's already got a community that will support that. So the minute it's ready, that will be, on
So-
fire for him.
so what we can do is find art, right? The Decentraland, you walk up in there, augmented
It's
Decentraland,
pretty cool.
and they have like picture frames and just museums that you can display art. Yeah, that's basically what Amanda's talking about. We can, try to develop a program that can throw our DigiByte art up there on the.
We could have our own DigiByte
Oh my
art
god,
museum.
I can't wait to have something like that. But
It would be
For us-
pretty neat.
we
That'd be
have the
kinda fun.
infrastructure. We just don't have the developers to do that.
Right.
Yeah,
And
but-
that's the other thing is like people are kind of already plugged into Ethereum to be able to use Decentraland, right?
Mhm.
So, the actual way to access that art, in the VR form, like what are the possibilities? I mean, there are possibilities. We would need to be up to par with things like smart contracts and connecting to wallets on Web3 browsers, and that's a long way off, right? So
That would be really cool if we had like a Web3 type decentralized wallet. I can't imagine how we can do something like that.
yeah, I don't either.
Well, we can do it with RenDGB. Once we get RenDGB, we can have something like that.
Yeah, and developers over at Red might actually have motivation to consider those sort of opportunities.
Yeah, and imagine having, yeah, I wonder how much, what is the, RenDGB, it's not just yield farming, adding to liquidity pools, getting interest, there's, it's Ethereum ERC20 token. There must be so much more we can do with that. And, Noah was talking about passing metadata from DigiByte into RenDGB somehow. That's something that we have to look into also, because there's a lot of things that can happen with just what we have, but we just don't have the development team or the funds to do it. But I think that's changing, which is a really interesting thing to see. People don't see that in the community, but there are people in the background that are looking to make investments and build things on it. It's just the ideas have to come to
Yeah. Well,
fruition
what about
first.
like John, like people just communicating together, at a meetup or online, or like like one of our members start talking to like, you know, the NFT members, and all of a sudden, you know, start a partnership, you know, kind of like,
That's why we have Amanda for that.
yeah, Amanda, get in
I
there.
do like, I mean, it's not that I've talked about developing so much, but right now, sort of, my work has been like planting seeds with people that work with NFTs in the art field and bringing awareness to the use case of digi assets as, you know, that sort of that they have that possibility. And it's different than having to pay crazy gas fees and be like, you know, tied to that sort of aspect of it. But you also don't have as many of the perks. So it's kind of like a trade-off.
Right.
So Amanda, I got this crazy idea, and it could happen. All right. So someone that has like app development, you know, background where they can just make a simple like art gallery for digi assets, and you buy your digi assets off Digi Asset X, and you're buying puzzle pieces of the full picture. Once you collect all the puzzle pieces, you can put them on the app that's free, and you develop the picture, and then it's even more value because you finish the puzzle. You see what I'm saying? That's like something.
Neat idea.
What's up, Andrew?
Ferdy, oh my goodness. It's been forever.
Hey, sorry about that. Hey guys, you guys talking about a gallery?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna open a DigiByte NFT gallery.
And Amanda's going to be the curator. And
So, well, and Amanda,
Too much responsibility right now.
I think that you're going
Uh-oh.
about it the right way. Like I've been watching you like on Twitter and you know, watching how you're interacting with all these different communities, and I like the way you're doing. I think you've got a real subtle approach of talking to these people. I think when we go on and we're like, we're DigiByte people, they recoil. So you kind of have to go in and just be like, let me learn about your stuff. Let me understand your stuff and get connected to you and understand your community. And then I'll tell you a little bit about the stuff that I know about, you know? And that's the way you do it, is that subtle seed. And then, you know, they kind of start thinking like, yeah, Amanda girl, she's pretty nice. This looks pretty cool. And then all of a sudden they interact with the DigiByte community and they're like, oh my gosh, I got like 50 likes in 3 minutes. Like, yep, that's what happens. That's the DigiByte effect.
The DigiByte effect. I like that. Did you coin that
I
term?
didn't coin that, but I like the pun.
No, it's a good one. We should do a campaign around that.
The DigiByte effect. It is kind of, well, like, look what happened to Crypty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was curious about Celsius. She had heard it around. She went into their community, learned about it, and was like, and I really like DigiByte, you know, and she started putting those two together and started a little tornado around her. And that's the power of this, like, kind of interconnectedness. And I think the way you're going after the NFT market, and I don't even think you're doing it consciously, I think you're doing it out of a pure curiosity, is, I mean, it's impressive. I'm like, go, go.
I think
Yeah.
Eric was impressed by the DigiByte effect when he joined Twitter. He has 130 some followers, but he's trying to get them up.
what's the DigiByte effect again?
Posting something and getting likes, a lot of
Yeah,
likes.
and it's like the community just like, hey, can you guys like notice this person? And it's like, you know, that's a very rare thing, because the thing about ours too is it's organic. That's the rarest part. I'm telling you, a lot of these other communities, what you're seeing is not organic. I had no idea what we really were looking at. We look at numbers on people's responses and their reach. It's a lot of that's not real, you know, and that's the thing about DigiByte that's different. I mean, we might do like will you tip or whatever, and you might get, you know, whatever, but it's real people that are interacting, that are actually excited.
I want to
That's
know.
the thing that people are not talking about.
I want to know more about Ferdy.
Ferdy has been
Pretty.
MIA for so long. I can't believe it.
Well, he's in Australia, where the world is, they're getting the first taste of Armageddon. How's that?
Yeah, but they're like the best. They're the ones that like united together and had no cases and things like that. Like United States people are like, who cares? And that's why it took us, forever to like. We were
Yeah, well,
locked down for
I
so
would
long.
have been here throughout the whole year, but it was the lockdown. I think that kicked in. It kicked in like March and April, and that's when I created the forum. So I was like really, really motivated and proactive then. Like, oh, the lockdown, it's only going to last a month or so. Let me do a little project. Let me do something for DigiByte. And then it went longer, and then it went longer, and then another lockdown came, and then on top of that, another lockdown came. And so that lasted like around 6 months. And so by the end of it, I was going crazy. I was literally in tears talking to my partner on the phone, like, Ellie, I'm going crazy. Oh my God, I've got nothing to
Thrifty
do.
girl.
I mean, and that's the thing I think people like, we're all just trying to figure it out, but the mental toll of the lockdowns I mean, it is, anybody who's still like upright is a damn warrior.
Yeah,
in
far
my
out.
eyes.
Props to them.
Because this has been a really hard year. Because I was the same way. I'm like, oh, this will be a fun month where we're just kind of locked down.
What's up, guys?
What up, pretty?
I like how you enter a room. You're like, hello.
Yeah.
Wait, are
Yeah,
you drinking
I
age?
had my camera and microphone unplugged when I joined. I was like, wait a minute. So had to get that figured out. But yay! Bitcoin 21K.
It's 21 2.
Oh, wait, it's 21K.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 21K now.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's about to be 22K.
Yeah. Well,
Ooh.
Oh, hi.
Girl, I just want to say I love your background. I know I can change colors and stuff like that.
Yeah, I have a little clicker and I just choose which color I want. It's very pretty. Oh man, it's fun. Let's see, what can these do?
Oh, red.
Oh my
Rainbow
gosh, you're
stuff.
so fancy. You got a dead tree behind me. I'm the opposite of Crypty.
yeah, I have the same remote for my colors too, but it's a different remote.
Oh, cool.
Got the whole color chart.
They're not
So
synced
fancy.
together. They go at different speeds, so it's funky.
I'm gonna have to go soon. I'm gonna call my daughter before it
Okay.
gets too late, and I gotta take my dog out. But
No.
Great having you, LT,
It
as
was
always.
fun, Laura.
Yeah.
thank you for
Yes, Lord.
hearing me.
Thank
Um,
you guys.
Love
And
you,
don't worry,
Laura, you're the
no,
best.
it's not, no offense to Ferdy and Crypty. I know you guys just joined. I do like you. Mwah, mwah. It's not because
Yeah, I scared
I
her
gotta
away.
I gotta take care of my dog and I gotta make this call. So, but this was really fun. Congratulations, everyone. John, you're doing a very good job of staying calm. I like how you're like, I'm excited. I'm excited. This is exciting.
Calm. Yeah, well, I am calm.
He's having his drink.
Just like sipping his Johnny Walker.
You just
Oh,
never
yeah.
calm down. You're like,
I'm also calm because
because, like,
Bitcoin's at
you can tell
21,000.
inside
So
you want to
that
be
makes
like
me calm
jumping up
too.
and down.
What?
Who's making all that noise?
It's probably I'm driving right now.
I was gonna say it sounded like
Oh my God,
someone's
turn it
passing cars
Alright.
and stuff.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right, guys,
definitely-
this was so
Hi,
fun.
Laura.
See you,
I'll see
Laura.
you online.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm definitely operating a 4x4 right now. It's snowing.
Oh, how
Oh,
bad
no.
is the snow? Because it's coming down, I think now.
Yeah, it's coming down pretty. It's raining right now, so I'm assuming there's gonna be some ice later on.
Oh yeah.
I'm
to get
gonna
food
go to the
shopping
bar and
tonight.
get me a drink.
Yeah.
What's that?
You're gonna have to go in the bar, but we're gonna have to see you in the bar.
Look, I got the camera off for a reason.
That water looks very refreshing.
So, what's your name down below? G Hines 11.
Yeah, so I'm Garrett.
Gets Garrett.
One of the
Oh, Garrett, cool.
DigiByte
Nice to
brothers.
meet you.
Nice to
He's
meet
one
you
of the
as well.
DigiByte brothers.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you guys put the DigiByte brothers together. Are you doing media every week or What's the plan?
We're trying to do it every week. Trying to get Garrett to free himself up for it though.
Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge. I got a lot going on. But you know, our attempt is really every week to put out some content. You know, coming up with fresh ideas, you know, that can be, you know, pretty interesting. We don't want to be like everyone else. So
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, I
Is
love
it
the
all-
Black Babes too. So I said two, just like we do in Baltimore. So two.
Wait, what was it?
We say two in Baltimore, like two. I was just saying that I like the Black Babes too.
Oh, thanks. I had such an awkward show today.
Why? What
What
happened?
happened?
Nothing happened. It was just for me personally because we are practicing stream etiquette. We just discussed this last Monday that we interrupt too much. So every time I went to ask a question, like right when there is a moment of silence, okay, I'm gonna ask a question, and then one of the girls starts talking. So the entire show, I just ended up sitting there smiling the whole time. I was like, wow, this is awkward.
What is stream etiquette?
Um,
I think you have to
not
just...
looking at your phone the whole entire show and making eye contact with the person, the guest,
Right.
not interrupting. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of things that we
Yeah,
just
so
covered.
you're Crypty, I
Even
understand.
speaking, formulating a good thought, not saying too often.
Yeah, so those are all the typical stereotype of etiquette. But what you're doing is you're tweeting the show, you know, you give them the full attention. You know, I'm looking at all you guys right now. The camera's over here. So it's like I'm disrespecting you guys.
Yeah, we're practicing that for those of us who have cameras off to the side.
So
We try to just like tweet it out once and then be tuned in the rest of the time.
So what's your plan on the etiquette? What's the purpose?
Just to be better and improve.
Yeah, you're always doing that. You're always getting better and improving. That's awesome.
I make a
I'll
conscious
be,
effort to improve.
You guys, I'll be creating I'm purchasing a studio just purely as like a place for me to work and do videos, and because I'm a photographer by trade and I do weddings and stuff like that, but I'll also be doing videos for the clients, and I'm hoping to do some, well, definitely for DigiByte as well. So did you guys have any like ideas or topics or things that you'd like, I don't know, a young adult Australian to cover or to explore? Because I can do it from a very layman perspective and use terminology that everyone should be able to understand.
Where have you been? The forum is
Definitely.
great,
There's always
too.
a spot for that. That's super cool. And hi, Ferdy. How about what exchanges are available for DigiByte in Australia? And I don't know how it's different in Australia. That might be a cool video because I know I used to be on TikTok, not so much anymore, but some of the most viral TikToks were comparing other nations with the United States, how it is in Britain, how it is in Singapore, things like that. And I think it'd be kind of fun to see if there are major differences so you can make it entertaining and share information. Those always go well together.
Okay. Well, definitely making it entertaining, whether it's, I don't know, making fun of myself or something like that. But yeah, for sure. I think one of the videos I want to do is just doing a layman perspective on, what do you call them? The assets, the digi assets. Because I feel like I want people to like, as soon as they think about a DigiByte, they'll be like, oh, digi assets as well, and I know exactly what that
That'd be
is.
good.
You know, whether it be summing that up in like a really easy to understand sentence, and having a whole video explaining about that.
Oh, you gotta have Amanda on the video
yeah.
too.
Okay, cool.
Are you
'Cause-
still in lockdown, Ferdy?
No. So that officially ended like 3 weeks ago, and then since then
Oh, good.
I've been, yay, I know, finally. Oh my god.
I felt
since
so
then,
bad for Australia. That was
Oh,
crazy.
I didn't think it would be bad. Like, oh, lockdown, it's just, staying home and doing nothing. But over 6 months worth, it's not good.
One of
Um,
my friends from California actually was stuck out of Australia. Her whole family happened to be like traveling at the time that they stopped all the traveling, and like she was stuck out of Australia for literally like this whole year up until
Oh wow.
this past month.
oh my gosh.
That
That's
was
shocking.
really hard for them, like trying to figure out how to pay for everything and like
Yeah.
trying to figure out when the country was going to start letting, citizens back in. It was
That's
like
stressful.
scary.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Those lockdown things are another level and story. I don't think people understand that how many lawsuits are going to come from this.
Yeah, I agree. I hope,
Well,
some do.
Check
The
this
The
out.
businesses?
Troy has like just had this issue with his car, and there's this part that he needs for the car, right? And so this part is already back ordered over a year because they're just not manufacturing and getting like things distributed the way that they used to anymore. So it's like we're gonna see like waves of that, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's expected. Damn, man, it sucks. Yeah. Man.
Yeah,
Is there
I don't think we've really experienced the impact of supply chain management, especially with COVID. I have a friend, she's a truck driver, and she drives raw corn, CRON.
Corn.
Yeah. No, CORN. She drives the raw corn, soybeans, and things like that. And that's been behind too. So even the raw products that's going around the world are behind. So
I don't see the big difference between a mom and pop restaurant being compliant compared to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at Costco.
Yeah.
You go to a Costco these days, it's like, I mean, they're not practicing social distancing at all. I mean, in fact, it's the opposite. It's just the people are, jam packed into that store. I agree with you. I don't think.
Or the very fact that, COVID seems to go to sleep at 5 o'clock in the morning when everybody gets up, but your life gets saved like a minute before 10 once you get back in your house when curfew and COVID starts coming out with the fangs.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get you.
With the fangs.
Yeah.
Much safer to pack everybody up in Walmart and then close at 8 to 10 o'clock at night than going to like mom and pa hardware store. What the heck?
Yeah.
If something doesn't make sense, I say we just cast it out. Just get it out of here. It doesn't make sense. I mean, even the masks things don't really make sense. They look at you. You used to look at people wearing a mask like, okay, they need to protect themselves, or they might be sick. But now it's everybody. You look at everybody that's not wearing a mask. No, they're the sick ones. There's two ways you got to think about this, guys.
Yeah.
So when all the lockdowns are over everywhere, our guest today, she's in the Netherlands, and she just said that they just started lockdown again.
Yeah.
But once our lockdowns are over around the world, we could do some really cool promotional videos for DigiByte. I'd love to see what Ferdy puts out with the Digi assets. Maybe you go around your area in Australia and then give examples of how Digi assets can be used and scanning QR codes and do this and do that. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm still searching for that the killer use for Digi assets. Like, John, are the NFTs?
Do you
pretty
guys
much
have
our forefront?
one of the things I was thinking of was
Upper
the
etiquette.
mobile scooters, the scooters that you rent around town with the QR code. I'm wondering if that could be a Digi asset thing. That'd be kind of fun. And then you could do a video of you like, look at me riding this scooter. Woo!
Oh, yeah.
the Black Babe should do a Digi asset and put links to all of the shows that they've done so far inside of it.
I have no idea how to use Digi assets though.
Well, see, that's actually that's what I think you should do is you should just do a show where you give away Digi assets And that, you know, like say like, okay, first 25 people that leave their address to me are going to get one, or first 50 or whatever. And just use them and get used to using them and get other people used to using them.
Ooh, I like that
and
idea.
That way it's like engaging people.
So before every episode, you mint like 25 digi assets, and then whoever puts your the wallet up on the live comments or the top live chats,
that's cool.
The first 25 gets the assets, and then you could just kind of use it that way.
In that sense,
So do I have to plug in each address manually and then send them the digi asset?
Yeah.
Yep.
After the
what
show,
you can
then?
do is, it's probably better for you to mint the digi asset and put it in your wallet and then send it out that way. But you could go to create digi assets and take all their wallet addresses and put it in there, input it, and just have it send it all out. But I think it's better for you to control, have.
Oh, like copy and paste the addresses and
yeah, you
create
can copy all
digi-
their addresses, and then you can put it into one list of addresses and import that into the creation of the digi asset, and then it'll send it out to everybody on that.
John, at the start of the year, you were talking about how you'd like our community specifically to be one that, utilizes our products.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like, okay, how can we use digi assets amongst us all, amongst the community? What are some like easy ways that just make sense? Like, oh my God, we have to use digi assets for this and that. Like, what are some scenarios in which we can utilize that? Could we use it for crowdfunding our own DigiByte assets? I mean, projects and stuff like that.
You can,
or could we use
but
it
the problem
for,
is
I don't know, rent and leasing and management? I don't know.
There's crowdfunding, right? But then
stuff.
there's a legal piece that has to be figured out. And I believe with Digi Asset X that they have built something in there where you can issue a Digi Asset, like tokenizing something, and you can create a legal structure around that. So, for example, if you own equity in something, right, by buying X amount of digi assets, then that has to have some kind of legal documentation behind that, right? I believe Digi Asset X is working on something like that. So right now with like shrimp farming and even DigiBroker, you can buy assets on DigiBroker and you get a piece of the dividends or the profits, right? And they get sent out to you, for every asset. But that's not a legal thing, right? Because if they decide to fold up shop, there's no recourse. You don't get refunded, or you know what I mean? It's like but if you had a structure where you can create an entity and issue digi assets that represent assets or equity in the company, that's a huge thing, right? You're talking about saying, I'm building this entity, I'm going to issue digi assets, which combined encompasses 25% of the equity of the firm, and I can issue it on digi assets, and anyone who buys it gets a small piece of the pie. I think that's a huge use case. That's amazing. That would be incredible to have something like that. So I hear that they're working on something like that.
I hope so. Yeah, definitely.
I would love to see something where we use digi assets for like some kind of benefits, right? So like each one of us, create digi assets, and it represents, like it can be traded somewhere on either Digi Asset X or DigiBroker, and you can redeem it, right? You can redeem it for, I don't know, piano lessons. You can redeem it for online video, like language lessons or whatever. I would love to see our community do something like that. But, again, that's an undertaking, and that requires not so much infrastructure, but someone who wants to manage that entire piece, right? So, we're a volunteer network, and, I love your forum idea. I think there's so much that can be done there. But again, it's like the infrastructure is there, but you need people to help and volunteer and and build these things to have a striving community, right? So
Yeah.
it's possible. All that is possible. But
Ferdy, I need you to do a video hiking in Mount, what is it called? Bogong. Bogong on the mountain over there in Australia. It's a big dirt mountain with ice caps.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. It kind of sounds like you're saying bogan, which is
Bogan.
slang. Yeah?
Bogong.
That's slang for like a redneck Australian, or like a.
This is Mount Bogong. Mount Bogong. Bogong.
Mount Bogan. That's hilarious.
Bogan, yeah.
Oh my god.
Mount Bogong in Australian. Or
Do you know which-
Australia. Yeah,
That's in Victoria. Okay.
yeah. And climb that and send DigiByte to someone in the world, and then on the on the video and everything, I got my first DigiByte, and then you're like,
Man, that brings a great idea, like a challenge. We can, have it incorporated across the world, where people are doing challenges, at its highest point. I mean, that's almost like, let's climb a mountain and get DigiByte.
That
that'd be a
sounds
great.
epic.
Leaving
That'd be
jumping up on that idea, like leaving I don't know, leaving Easter eggs around the world. And
yes.
the
And
first one
finding
who
the
sees them,
asset.
yeah, it gets a digi asset or like some DigiByte.
Yeah, like a geocache idea, but you have a QR code that the digi asset.
Yeah,
How cool would that be?
that would be awesome.
ooh, I like that.
Or even leaving wallets.
Forgot
First
about
one who gets them, first one to
Yeah.
find them.
So there was this
incentive.
really cool project with this Tangem coin, or it was Tangem something. Anyway, it basically the guy, he put the QR cards into his painting, and so people could load or take off. They could put crypto on it or take it off at any point.
Yeah.
Like a really cool art project.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'd love to see more creative, adventure style stuff like that. For sure.
You guys know Nelson, the DigiByte Comics?
Yeah.
He's saying it would be a cool idea to have a drag and drop or, software so that you can create digi assets really simply. I think that's a great idea.
I think that's a must. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a must, right?
Yeah.
There's so much.
Drag and drop the art.
I see.
Yeah, drag and drop a GIF, a GIF file, or a video into a mobile app, and all of a sudden it just tells you how do you want to create it, how many assets do you want to issue, and it creates 10,000 assets, and then boom, you can send it out to whomever you want.
Yeah, we need to create our
That'd be
own
awesome.
server for that, John. We can create our own server. That way we can trust our own, we can create our own data files and our own pics and videos for DigiByte itself, just specifically for digi assets. Because right now we're using, what's that we're using right now for digi assets?
AWS? Amazon?
No?
IPFS?
Imager, yeah, Imager.
Imgur,
If
yeah.
Imager goes down, then all the assets that had Imager are down with it,
So yeah, and that's that's something that they're exploring in the NFT space. They have a lot of things backed on IPFS, which is
Yeah.
Web3 ready, as opposed to being HTML server backed in that sense. It's one way to get around it, but I don't know if it's the be all end all of solutions either. But yeah, I think it would be really cool to have some better interface with organizing assets too. Being able to say these are important ones, these are artistic ones, somehow for a user to put it in their wallet so they can organize it. And then you don't have a zillion junk assets all in one spot, and then your important stuff's hidden in there too.
You mean
Yeah.
create folders?
Yeah.
Folders, tabs. You can sort. You could, expand it. Full screen. You can't even do that right now in the wallet, right?
Yeah.
You can create distribution lists. So, for example, SoCal Mike, right? Who gives out those DigiByte, Digi assets to people, right? Those videos. He has to ask everyone, and same thing with Blaz, give me your wallet address. But he should be able to create a list of addresses and just store them. And anytime he creates an asset, he can just send it to those people based on these distribution lists that he's created, right?
Oh yeah, you can create like a subscription list kind of thing.
Yeah, like
and
you're
subscribed.
Yeah. We need stuff like that, right? So the future is like IPFS, decentralized, right? It has to be. And one of the things that we have to think about is the permanence, right? You can't just store things distributed. They have to be there forever, right? Especially the larger the file, videos and things like that. How do you address that permanence, right? NFT permanence, right? So
well, what if like so you know how they're doing the prog pow and stuff like that, like cell phone mining, things like that. What if instead of like mining in that sense, it's kind of like you mine that space as an agreement to store the information for your own assets,
like Filecoin and Theta Network.
Yeah.
So that it's like backing up your own assets. I'm not a developer.
Yeah, but we don't have a decentralized distributed network of nodes and servers that do storage, right? We don't have that, right?
But we all have computers and devices that can store, the community's shared assets or files. We can all use our computers to share in jump on a decentralized, protocol could be made by DigiByte, and that way we don't have any server issues. Everyone owns it.
That would be completely interesting if we were not just decentralized coin, but we had a completely decentralized IPFS system that.
What is IPFS?
Well, we can have that.
It's an interplanetary file system where it's not a centralized storage where you have a server farm located at some brick and mortar place where there's servers and routers and switches. It's basically a peer-to-peer storage network, right? Where
everyone shares the storage.
Yeah, it's kind of like torrents.
That makes sense.
BitTorrents, right? You have a piece of the file here, and
But can you, John? We can do that. Like I just developed, or I'm just now learning how to create a node, but a mining node, like for script algo for the L3 plus miners, ant miners. And I had to download the Linux VirtualBox and upload the code so people can mine off me, right? Very interesting learning curve.
You started a mining pool?
I'm creating my own mining pool, yeah.
For what algo?
Script.
For script? That's right.
Of course.
Script algo. And so it's a peer-to-peer node. It's peer-to-peer algo or mining algo. It's peer-to-peer mining. So we can share our hash rate, and we build the bigger our hash rate, the more blocks we smash out on DigiByte on the script algo. But take that VirtualBox concept on the Linux program VirtualBox, and you can do pretty much anything you want on DigiByte, on an algo of DigiByte. You can create a node and pretty much code that thing to do what we want.
Yeah, but that's just that's a consensus algorithm, though, right?
Yeah, but the thing is you could program it to do what you want. So, like, that code was just designed to collect hash rate to mine one algo to smash out blocks, right? Like the mine DigiByte, right? So we upgrade it. We use a code to upgrade on the VirtualBox, instead of just hash rate, data storage.
I think there's a two-step process, right? Two-part process. I think one, we need a killer mobile app that is a DigiByte wallet. It's also an ERC20 wallet where you can mint and burn Ren DGB and back to DGB. Yep. It's a one-click miner for RandomX where you can just select, You can just mine it on your phone, and also you can select if there's a dev feature where you can donate a percentage of your hash rate to a dev fund, and it could be anywhere from 1% to 100 if you want to.
I'm a renegade sometimes. I like the peer to peer.
Yeah, that's fine.
I did this on my own, right? Decentralized. But I do like the feature where we just help out DigiByte all around. I'm down.
I'm down with that too. But I mean, some people might want to mine to get DigiByte, which is fine. But they might want to give 1% to 10% of their hash rate as a donation to Dev Fund, right? And then also what Nelson said, ability to one click or just drag and drop and create a digi asset right away. I think that's going to be huge, and that's something that we
John,
should
you need to
probably
write
think
that
about.
down. You need to write all those down.
Actually,
Write
I talked
all
to
these
Sky.
ideas
I talked to
down
Script about
now.
this. I talked to the Script about this a month ago. Nelson just added the minting of a digi asset, drag and drop. So I think this is something we need to talk about.
I think
It's
that
an
idea,
app.
a killer
It's an
app.
app.
Yeah.
We need a
You can
killer
do an app.
mobile app, right?
Get a mobile
Yeah,
app.
well, you gotta build something in there for Blaz so that you can put the stickers in there too.
Yeah, but the problem is
So,
iOS,
like,
right?
there's,
Because
like,
iOS
preloaded stickers.
you can't mine with your phone with using Apple phones. So
No.
The crypto space makes me regret having an iPhone.
yeah,
I loved it until I got into crypto and everything is against me. And I'm like, why is this? Nothing can happen on Apple.
yeah, 'cause they block everything. They don't want anyone to introduce any vulnerabilities to the phone, and that makes sense. But
John, with that, with your idea of the killer app with all those features that you listed, I would love to see an option. Where you were talking about, choosing a dev to donate to.
yeah,
I'd love to have like a subscription based where like, all right, cool, I'm going to be supporting whoever, and I'm going to be donating. I don't know, it could be like 1,000 DigiByte per month or something, and it's
Like
automated.
a Patreon kind of.
it'll be hash
Yeah,
rate,
like a
right?
Patreon.
So if you're mining using random X, you're gonna donate your hash, right? So collectively, if everyone, let's say, think about how much you can really mine from a phone using CPU. It's not all that much, right? But if you have, 50,000 people donating 1% of the hash rate, now you're talking about, okay, on a daily rate, that's a real, number. So
Yeah.
that's, I think, possible, And it's not done like Josiah said. It's not done at the consensus level, so it's not forced, to be done. You can just choose and voluntarily choose how much you want to at all. You don't even have to choose to donate anything. I think that's going to be something that
Yeah.
maybe
There's
that's something
three.
we should work on. We should work
There's
on
three
a mobile
possibilities
wallet.
for that. There's three
Mobile
routes.
wallet that has all these different functions that make it just easier to use and cooler to use. Minting.
I can make a user interface for you guys for that.
Oh, I know you can. I love your graphic, user interface that you did on, even the forum.
Cool,
That's why I said
cool.
we miss
Well,
you, Freddie.
Well, if you ever want to, jump down that rabbit hole of actually, putting pen to paper for this killer app for the community, I'm down.
All right, let's do this.
That's for sure.
I'm
Yeah.
down. Maybe I'll help fund this. I think this is a really good. We've been talking about this, with Josiah, and I think this is something that's needed because there's no auto update feature on mobile wallets, and there's so many different like Go Wallet's broken. We all know that. Okay, so we need also the ability to import keys from any wallet into
Yes.
this new wallet.
Yes.
So that you can just pick up from where you left off and have this
We
new
have
wallet.
to have that. We have to
Okay,
have it.
and you need all the functions that support our community: minting and minting and burning RenDGB, creating digi assets, mining. You need all that into one app. I think that's something that we need to evolve to, and I like that.
So cool.
Yeah, I think that's something that
Now you just need to come up with a name there, John.
a name.
You gotta come up with a name for it.
Call it Starlit Enterprises.
Come completely off the wall instead of Digi-explode. Digi-splode.
Digi-splode. That just doesn't sound right, though.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's got to be different than Digi something. Right?
Oh, ultimate Digi Beast.
A Digi-beast?
Ultimate Digi-beast.
Digi-beast,
gamers. We'll target the gamers, We'll get this.
Digi-beast. I almost like that, actually.
Oh, heck yeah. Digi Beast.
I'm a Digi-beast. Are you a Digi-beast? How about
Digi-beast.
how about you could turn your wallet into Digi-beast mode? Where it
Beast,
does
yeah, you gotta have
everything for
Digi-beast
you.
mode
I
on
think
the
that's
option.
Yeah.
About,
So
mobile
you are an
command
average
center.
user or you're a Digi-beast mode user? How about that?
Digi Beast. It
Nelson says I like
scary.
Starlight.
Yeah, you can be the bee or the beast. See, this the.
So epic.
So you're a hexakin now, huh, Crypty?
I am.
Hexakin, Celsius, DigiByte.
Those
how do
are
you keep
my
track of
top
your portfolio
three,
these
yeah.
days?
DigiByte, my favorite UTXO. Cell, my favorite CeFi. Hex, my favorite DeFi product.
Is it really DeFi though? Can you explain to us
You want me to
in
go down
100
that
words
road?
what Hex
I think it's
is?
best
Because
if you guys go look
Make
into
it-
it yourself.
Make it simple. Make it. I have already seen the schematics on it. Just make it simple. Explain it.
Okay, one sentence. Hex is a crypto time deposit.
time deposit.
Yeah. You stake it, you earn interest. When it comes time to your unstake date, you unstake it and you have more hex than when you started. There's no guarantee that there will be profit. There's no guarantee it will go up, but it has been so far. Hex was actually the best performing cryptocurrency of 2020. It's been censored, right? It was kept on page 3 at CoinMarketCap, even though it was in the top 5. So if you go to nomics.com, it's not top 5 right now. I think it's 16 by market cap, 16 or 15. But I know last month it was in the top 5 by market cap. And I've done my own research on it. I know it's not a scam. There's so much FUD around it. I was scared away by the FUD at the beginning of 2020.
I think that's what it was for me because Richard Hart has a history, and once I saw that history, I just kind of went away from it. That's all.
Yeah, it was one of those things for me too. Like, well, let's just wait and see where this goes, because when I was looking at all the Ethereum being put on it and being funneled through to one wallet address, that kind of nerve-wracked me.
I didn't really jump. Well, I haven't really looked into it, just simply because who I look into is I get all my pretty much info from Noah. Noah's awesome. I watch him like nearly every week, and so I'm pretty much got what he's got, except for a much lower amount than what he has. So with those DeFi, what is it, Curve and you got KNC and BNT and all those.
Curve, yeah, he's got
things.
like Y Curve. He does all different vaults. He does like he does real Lego DeFi, which is like, oh, you put this stable coin into Yearn and you get Y stable coin, and you put that into Curve, and then once you get that liquidity token, you put that in some governance token. Like he's like all into Lego DeFi, which is great.
That's great terminology. Lego DeFi. I love
Lego
that.
DeFi, yeah. That's the hole I've been in since let's see, all the way from June to September DeFi. And I gotta tell you, anybody who's been in that, they can just tell you how incredible the returns were. We're talking about 16, 20,000% APY. Like ridiculous days like that. All right, crack open the rosé. Let's go.
But I was wondering, is it rosé? What is it?
It's rosé.
Bel Air rosé.
20,000 Bitcoin. Pop the bottle.
Let's go.
Rosé.
It's 21,300
Oh,
now.
21,000 Bitcoin. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
God. That's what I'm gonna have in a few minutes. I'm gonna sell it to you guys.
So
Don't drink and
Crypty,
drive.
in Hex, when you stake, do you hold the keys, Or are you staking somewhere else? Nelson's asking.
Yeah, you hold the keys.
Okay. Okay, so you're staking it in
Wait,
your
this
own
is
wallet?
a private stream, right?
It's private.
Well, no one's going to come in and start hacking us, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't being streamed publicly.
Oh, it's being streamed live.
Yeah, it's being streamed everywhere.
Yes, but we're not inviting everyone like last time where they were taking over the screen.
This whole time you didn't.
Penises
Wait, you thought this was a secret
by
meeting?
hackers.
No,
That's
it's
gone.
not a secret.
No, I totally thought this was a private meeting. I didn't know we were public.
Well, it's
actually
Are we on YouTube right now?
It says live, yeah, on the
live
link.
People
Which
want to
YouTube channel,
know.
John? You're not the only one that thought that either.
If you said something, hey guys, let's just all agree. We retract everything Crypty said. Now start new. She didn't really mean to say
which
anything.
YouTube channel are we on?
Crypty, you can sign a non-disclosure. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh no, everything's fine. I was acting pretty chill.
You were talking about proper etiquette, and then I don't know, a few more minutes after that, Ferdy started saying something, and then
Then
you
she
kind
cut
of
me off.
You cut everybody off. I was like, wow, yeah. Chill.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, John, Script, which YouTube channel are we streaming to at the moment?
We are DigiByte.
We are DigiByte.
Awesome. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
we are DigiByte.
Yeah.
We are
tweeted it.
DigiByte.
I tweeted it on my end. I tweeted
That's
it
funny.
when Crypty Girl was talking about proper etiquette. I was like on my phone tweeting it.
I'm gonna look it up. I do want
And
to.
then she went directly to looking at her phone.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, you guys! I've got to sign off for the night.
Okay.
It's really nice catching up with everybody. My daughter, she's got to be moved into bed and stuff, so
Okay.
she's starting to pass out on me over here.
Okay, Amanda.
No problem.
Good
It
night,
was good to see you again.
Yeah,
Starlight
she's
Starlight.
yeah, too. We'll catch up
Keep
soon.
seeing you, Amanda.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Amanda.
Okay.
Yeah, but Ferdy, you gonna help me out on this or what?
Yes, dude.
Yeah. Well, I just bought a studio. Well, I took out a loan on Celsius last night.
What?
I
It's all because of
Yeah,
Crypty.
it was-
Oh snap!
super easy because I didn't need to take out a loan, but I'd rather leverage off the existing assets we've got rather than sell an asset. Noah's in my head going leverage. So that's what I'm doing. And so yeah, I took out a loan, and now we're gonna go get a studio. It's only like a really small one because I don't really have a space. So 3x3 meters, and yeah, we'd be able to hunker down and work really, and videos and all that jazz. So
I want to raise my hand. Can I raise my hand?
What is proper etiquette, Crypty? Do you have to raise hands or do you have to say?
Yeah. Can I raise my hand?
I like to make a motion.
You just wait for a moment of silence and then you start talking.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm in. Tag team. Back again. So what? I know I said this before. I sound like a broken record, but maybe if I say it a couple more times, maybe it might sink in. So an app for Digi Assets. You buy your Digi Asset art from Digi Asset X. It's a piece of the puzzle of the full picture. Like I'll be great. Like say someone creates, like takes a picture of their art, like an actual 3D image.
It's like
or
one of
whatever.
6, something like
Yeah,
that.
and piece it up and sell it on DigiAsset X Exchange, but you collect all the pieces you throw on the app to get the bigger picture.
oh,
That's cool. So collect all the
Make me think.
Digi asset pieces and,
And
then
then
make
make
a
the
bigger
puzzle.
picture on the app.
Get the puzzle going. I don't know. It was just an idea. I just
That's
thought
a
if
good
I say
idea.
it
That's
one more
gonna be
time.
that's gonna be for the Block Babes. They're gonna do a 10 series episodes. There's gonna be 10 pieces. You have to collect them all. Whoever gets all 10 pieces gets a special prize at the end, and I will supply some
Ooh.
DigiByte for you.
So how do I hide the Digi asset pieces?
No,
That's
you're not
the
gonna
thing.
hide it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna create 10 different Digi assets, and you're gonna create 25 each. Okay, and whoever chimes in and collects all of them first will get a special
So
prize.
you have to tune into each episode to get one
Correct.
piece.
Correct.
Yeah, pick up those tiny Easter eggs.
Yeah,
and then-
otherwise in the live chat they have to post their DigiByte address, the wallet address, or else you won't send it to them. The first 25 you send it to, and whoever collects all of them or whatever, 10 of them or whatever, they get prizes, and we'll help you.
I feel like if the prize is pretty good, and the first person to get it, like, whoa, I actually got, well, I don't know, let's just think out loud. I got $100, $100 worth of DigiByte. People watching it be like, what? Hang on, I'm gonna keep an eye out, like, on every episode, like, watching every second, because you could flash something for like 5 seconds worth on a video. And be like, oh, cool, that's part of the code or something like that. I don't know.
Oh,
Just
flash
thinking
the
aloud.
QR code on the screen?
Well, we
Yeah,
can
that
do that
could
too, but
be it.
do we have the ability to send Digi-assets via QR code now?
I don't know.
I don't think
We
so.
should
You
do.
can scan a
That's
I
QR
guess
coming in
not.
Digi-asset-
I guess
asset X. That's coming.
I made that up.
No, that's
Good
coming
idea.
though. You're
QR
right.
code
It's
and send a
coming.
Digi asset.
But I would love
Well,
to see.
because I know Josiah, when he came on the Block Babes, he was like, imagine how cool it'd be to have a QR code where you just scan it and you get the Digi asset. And so I think I pulled it from that, having
Yeah.
tickets for if you went to an NFL game or something like that, and you just scan the QR code and you got a little prize Digi asset from being
Oh my
at the
god,
live
that would
event.
be even
at the
better. That's another.
That's-
Let's take notes, Ferdy. That's another
That's
thing we
exactly
could build.
what.
That's
That's
another thing
exactly
to build
what
into the wallet
DigiAssets
because you want to be
is.
able to scan something and get the. Now, if there's not, let's
I
say
like
the
that.
supply is only 100 and you're 101, then obviously you won't get the Digi asset. But if you are, it'll keep count. It'll keep count to how many Digi assets are issued or something like that. Oh, I like that. That's a good one, Crypty. I like that.
So the app, John, and Ferdy, is it going to be for art, or is it just going to be versatile to do anything?
No, well,
You're gonna act like a hub.
okay, in my opinion, okay, this is how I think it needs to be structured. Okay, I think that you need to create an entity where this entity creates the software, and I think you should be able to download it not for free, but you have to pay like $1 for this wallet. Okay, so it funds the dev fund. Okay, and in this wallet you can mint RenDGB, which also you might get a small vig from that. You can mint Digi assets from that, which you get a small vig from that. You can mine DigiByte with RandomX, which you get obviously from the developer address that people can actually give you, and all of that goes towards DigiByte development. And Crypty's idea also, you can scan a QR code or some code, and you can actually download the Digi asset as long as there's enough supply. I think that's a great idea. I think that's something that we can't create the killer app that is a industrial business, right? But we can create something for the community because the user base is there, right, Ferdy? That's what we're talking about,
Yeah.
right? Community is
It would
big
have to
enough
have
that we have a
continued,
user base.
Development, like
Yeah, and we just need
protection.
more funding.
They would
for
have to bring
development.
in money to maintain it for sure. Yeah, so that makes sense.
The Digi
Yeah, I'm just-
asset, you currently can't send it via QR code, right?
I don't think so. No, not
You
that.
can't send
But
yet.
we will get to that point.
Yeah, you can.
Yes,
What are you
you
guys
can.
talking about?
You can?
Oh, you can?
Hold on. So if you were sending a Digi asset to someone, you have to have their address.
No, that's the
No,
wallet.
no. I
address.
meant like
we're talking about
just
Digi asset,
make
like the
a
scanning to
QR
get
code
it.
for the Digi asset, and whoever scans it gets the Digi asset.
Yeah, that's different from
So
Digi.
without having their address.
Well, that you can too. But you would have to know how to download the QR code and connect it to the Digi asset. But it's not developed, no, but you can do it.
No, that's our point. It's possible, but it's not in place right now.
Yeah. So I mean, if you know anything about QR codes, you can develop it.
I think that's a must, because the talking about Digi assets and all that jazz. For a complete newbie to get into it, they're gonna have to do this. They're gonna have to jump through maybe 4 hurdles to get an asset. Whereas if they've got the app, that's 1 hurdle. Then 2, they just need to scan it. Then they've got a Digi assets. That's 2 hurdles. and they're in it and they're using the product, they're understanding it.
We need that on this application for sure, because then all bets are off on everything else. Like, no more living in the dark. Like, what's a digi asset?
Ferdy, the thing I wanted
I would love a video sharing the difference between digi asset and NFT. Because the only thing I know that's different about them is that digi asset's on the DigiByte blockchain, but I don't know the other differences.
It's a color. It's basically an old code called color coins. That's what Josiah said. Basically, it used to be for like Ethereum created digi assets, but it wasn't called digi assets. It was called color coins, and there was no use case for what they wanted to do with it. So they cast it to the side. And what happened was DigiByte community picked it up.
Okay. Yeah, John, you were saying, sorry?
One of the things that I talked to you about in the past was, do you remember we talked about group buys?
Yeah, yep.
On your forum? You guys know what a group buy is?
No.
So let's say you have a product that you want to sell. Let's call it a printer, okay? And you are a supplier or seller of that printer, okay? Now, the printer for retail costs $150, okay? But if you have 100 people willing to buy it, you're willing to lower your price to $120. Okay, that's called a group buy. But you will only do that if it reaches X amount of people buying it. Okay, so if 50 people buy it, then it'll be 140. If 80 people buy it, it'll be 130. And if 100 people buy it, it'll be 125, something like that. That's a group buy. So the more people that buy it, the person that's selling it is willing to lower the price of it. So everyone benefits, right? So, for example, this happens in a lot of car forums where you want to buy like a exhaust system or something that's really expensive. People will do a group buy, and one time they'll do a promotional. A retailer will say, "Okay, I'll sell you this muffler for it's $1,000, but I'll sell it for $800 if I get 100 people to buy it."
So it's a volume. They selling their product based off of volume.
Yeah, volume. It's volume.
Gotcha.
It's a volume. But
Okay.
that's the reason why they would do it.
Right,
You would
right.
get it for
Okay.
a volume discount. You're not going to do it for one person. You're not making any profit. But if you do
No,
it
I'm-
100 times over, you will always make some profit, right?
Right.
So, and you just ship it out and drop ship it all at once or whatever. So,
That's a great idea.
yeah. I would love
great
to have an active forum like the DigiByte Digi Forum where you can do that on, something like Digi Assets or something like that, where you have a lot of people looking to, like, almost like eBay, sell products. But the more
Are you guys,
people
like,
ahead.
opposed to like the idea of like setting something up, like almost like, and I think I may have mentioned it, like a Craigslist, but for DigiByte.
Yeah, there's
Are
a
you-
there's DigiBroker right now.
Right.
And Digi Asset X is coming up. But I would love to do it where people who want to sell mass volumes of product, they can do it at a discount as long as there's enough people who want to buy it. Now, the way a lot of these group buys work is they say only if 100. So if you reach 90 people, the group buy doesn't go through.
Gotcha.
So, and then sometimes there's levels. 50 people buy it, it's this price. 75 people buy it, it's that price. 100 people buy it, it's this low price. Things like that. I mean, all in all, it sounds like I'm talking about group buy, but I'm talking about like a marketplace where we can use Digi Assets and things like that.
So the transaction wouldn't be immediate when you buy it, right?
Yeah, it's like a pledge. You pledge, like, I'll buy it. Everyone knows what your DigiByte address is. It's locked into your profile on your account.
On your account.
There's like, you have to actually lock in your DigiByte, okay? And
Oh, okay. That
and
makes
you
sense.
lock it in, and based on if it reaches its threshold, boom, it gets funded, and everyone gives in their DigiByte, and everyone gets their product. Things like
I
that.
was wondering how you'd get people to pay if they only pledged and then someone decides not to pay and then
You
you
gotta
suddenly
lock it
don't
in.
meet the threshold. So you just lock up your
You send it
DigiByte.
into this address, and then because
And
it
if the threshold's not met, then everyone's DigiByte's unlocked.
gets refunded. Yeah,
Yeah, refunded.
yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
Stuff
At
like
the start
that.
of
I
the
want
year,
to do more of this kind of marketplace with your forum, and also, I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much that can be done, but yeah. You know,
at the start of the year, I created some mock-ups for Change Angel for Vin.
yeah.
He's awesome. And the idea was I wanted a platform for the community, but not just the DigiByte community, but all of the crypto communities. It's kind of like just a crypto GoFundMe, but just specifically for the cryptocurrency global community, and each individual crypto community could post their own projects. Like, hey, I want this project done for DigiByte. I want this done for Hex. I want this, and they create their own ideas. People would pledge and lock up their, their crypto towards that project, and then once it reached the goal, boom, it would reach out and get released to the developers or to the project manager or whoever we think would be best, most appropriate.
So it's like
yeah, it's pretty
DigiBees,
much
but forum based, or the project's
forum
actually
based.
there.
Well, I was thinking detached from any forum, just think of it as like a GoFundMe.
Oh,
like
it's
a huge,
not even part of the forum. Oh, okay.
Yeah, not even. It could. I mean, it could, but I'm thinking I want to think a bit larger than that, because if we're going to build an infrastructure for one community, we might as well use that community. DigiByte take the initiative, lead the way, and then use that infrastructure for every other community. So it's just, in a nutshell, a GoFundMe for the crypto space specifically. And instead of pledging US dollars, you're pledging your specific cryptocurrencies to get projects done. And those projects are created by you, the user.
So we don't have anything like that, Ferdy?
From what I understand, we don't at the moment. I have a feeling, I think Change Angel is maybe working on it. I'm not sure. But
I think the issue is that if you're depending on people to donate money, that's become ineffective in my opinion, because when times are bad, they're not going to donate money, and plus DigiByte is one of those hodl coins, right? You're not really looking to spend it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially at this price. Now, if DigiByte was 10 cents, it might be more of a thriving market, but right now that's what we're trying to get to, right? We're not. So while that's a great idea as early as it is, it's like the chicken or
But
the
there's
egg,
no
right?
there's no GoFundMe page for crypto development is what.
Well, yeah, but there's the foundation and the DigiByte awareness team all have donation addresses, and people are really not donating. And there's also a GitHub pipeline, which people are not really, they're not really donating to that. So I think I think you need to kind of create an app where when people use it, you get a big of it. So that's kind of what you don't want to use. You don't want to leave it up to people to donate, because these are not. Some people are out of jobs, so it's not a great time for donations, right?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I also think it's partly an issue of accessibility, because if there's no platform, the people are not going to be there because there's nowhere to go. However, you did mention that there's a donation page and there's a GitHub, but as a layman who invests in DigiByte, if I'm going to go to a GitHub, I'm thinking, what the hell am I looking at?
Yeah, right.
That's not user friendly for a layman.
But that's why I love this wallet idea, because you can just select and choose and volunteer your hash rate and just be like, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
for me personally, I will turn my phone on all night and let it mine and with just charging, and I won't want any of it. I'll just donate it all to the dev fund. Why not? There should be a feature.
I think that's the evolution, that idea of my previous idea. I think that's
I think
it.
the
But
wallet
also,
idea is something we need to kind of hammer out, because I think that's what will help everyone. Even like those people who have Gold Wallet who are stuck, you know.
I think what John's trying to say is he's going to fund this wallet beast mode.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking about that. I think I'm thinking about funding something like that.
I think we just keep it in this channel. Let's see how much money.
It's public.
Pull up that QR code of yours. I want partial ownership.
You have to wait for DigiAsset X because then it's not legal. So we don't.
No, we can do it right now. Right now.
I think with anything that we make, we've got to keep the layman in like probably at the top of our heads, because if things aren't easy, if things aren't within 2 hurdles or 2 jumps or even 1 jump, if it's not easy, accessible, simple, the motivation is just going to go.
I noticed what you're. I'm sorry. I totally agree with you. I'm interrupting you, Ferdy. I totally agree with you.
Oh, go for it.
I'm like
live stream etiquette.
I'm sorry. When you download, I'm kicked off. Time me out, John. When I downloaded the wallet, especially the core wallet, right, from my PC, it doesn't matter what service or what computer I have, but the thing is I was so confused about it. I wanted to get in it so much and just learn right now, start using it. There's so many, like, I was in the debugging window. I was like, what am I doing?
Oh, what?
Like, I'm in the debug window of, the core wallet. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I in here?
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be like that. Everybody wants the easy button, but it's got to be like choice of words is what I would say would be the best
100%
option for everybody to understand. Like, what's the easiest versatile word, how we navigate our actions through the app,
Yeah. Like, for example, I'm going to press a button to earn, or I'm going to press a button to send.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think it has went through those changes for the mobile wallets, but still like being able to do a little bit more features like what we're talking about, like the evolution part of it, still needs to be simple wording, simple eye to eye, eye to screen, simplicity to it that has that attraction where I can do this.
It's got to be an Eli 5 wallet. Like, it's got to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's got to be really, like, user interface is just like, I think, one of the things I've been, reading about a lot about crypto space is one of the problems that adoption is user interface, right? Because everything is so complicated. You have to store your private keys, you have to have a ledger, MetaMask, and you have to like this downloading wallets with these alphanumeric strings of, and I think that's something that needs to be addressed sooner than later, because while the Crypties generation of Gen Z will get it like no problem, the future, the old school people, they're not going to be able to, like senior citizens, they're not going to be able to get that and understand how to do stuff like that. So if you really want adoption, we have to figure out how to get the user interface as easy as possible.
Yeah, we have to simplify it.
Yes, but it has to be secure.
Yeah.
That's a major accomplishment that needs more thought, right? How, like, even like these new domain names they have for crypto domains, those are amazing, but it's not simplified enough, right?
It's not.
So
I've been trying to
unstoppable domains is cool.
Well, I haven't done that in a while, but yeah, I have a crypto name saved for me that I need to go figure out how to get access to.
Right.
It's somewhat complicated. It could be simpler.
Yeah, even unstoppable domains has something, but it's not.
Oh, that too.
It's not. It's not used everywhere. People still use their
So, Ferdy, do you use Python or what do you use?
I don't know any code other than HTML and CSS. So pretty much no code.
No code. So what are
He
you talking
creates
about? Like
beautiful CSS cascading sheets.
finding? Are you talking about finding pre-made script code to throw the app together? What are you thinking?
Potentially, yeah. There's tons of templates. What I've done in the past, what I've done in the past, I've just whipped up the user interface designs on Photoshop, and I sent them off to a team in India, and then they created an app. They created it for me. So that's another avenue. There's a few avenues. Yeah, that's for sure.
So do you inspect, like, are some of them open source templates? Do you inspect the code or have it inspected?
No. So purely, like, when it comes to me, just think of me as the aesthetic dude. You know, just think of me as aesthetic. We're gonna make it look good. We're gonna make it really super simple for a 5-year-old to a grandma, and the wording is gonna be on point. It's gonna be easy to understand. When it comes to code and all that, I don't come to me for code unless I'm doing you a website.
But with templates, you're able to link QR codes, addresses, domains, security. Someone has like
He's
an
integrated DigiID into his site. He's
Yeah,
a couple days when we suggested it. It was great.
That's
I
that's
paid.
what we need.
I think I paid one of the DigiByte devs to put that in. But yeah.
Okay, but was it like a copy and paste template?
For the forum. Yeah, so that one was it's pretty much a copy and paste template. It's pretty minimal and base from the start, but then you just add in your own I don't know, design choices and color scheme and all that.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
That way is, I don't know, it's the most efficient. It took me it took me like 4 days to get that up and running, because I was just thinking I want it done now. I want an area or a platform for us to just talk about or just get ideas flowing and running. And I wanted it to look good. So the best of both worlds, grab a template, fix it up, add your own touch, and then go from there.
Guys, I'm hearing some bad feedback. I'm hearing echoing. Is anybody else hearing that?
Yeah, I hear it too.
What do you hear?
Echoing, like volume in the background,
Oh, yeah.
like us speaking in the background.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's Garrick's.
Garrett,
Damn, she called you
what
out.
are you doing
Garrett.
over there, buddy?
Oh man, I finally made it back in the house.
She called you out, Garrett.
So,
I know, right?
do you have something playing in the background?
No, I don't actually. I'm doing this from my phone, so my phone is pretty sensitive. So that's why I was like, "Do you hear? What do you hear?"
Oh, so you're okay. So you're. Can you turn it sideways? That way the speaker's not bouncing back to the Yeah, there you go. You see how that works?
Is that much better?
I don't know. Ferdy, talk. Say something.
Testing 1 2 3. I'm Australian. Fortnite 1 2 3 4. Fortnite.
That sounds better.
Fortnite.
That sounds better, bro. I think it was.
Alright.
I think it was just bouncing the sound waves back into the speaker or whatever,
Okay.
Oh.
Well,
or the mic is bouncing from the speaker to the mic with the way you set your phone. That's probably what it was.
Oh wow.
That makes sense.
You have good ears, Script.
Yeah.
So Mike and Garrett, when you have these new users which you're introducing DigiByte to, what are the problems and hurdles for them in terms of like user interface and ease?
Well, our newest problem is that Change Angel isn't allowing Maryland residents to buy DigiByte, and that was my way of showing people, because getting them on Bittrex or Binance is more technical. So I haven't been onboarding anybody recently because they're gonna have to go through Bittrex to get the DigiByte. But I've had at least 30 people I've onboarded through Change Angel.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot easier to do it that way. Going from Cash App, buying my Bitcoin from off of Cash App and then sending that over to Change Angel. But I like Bittrex as well, especially when I, send nice chunks of money over there. $30 for a wire transfer ain't too bad.
Yeah, but that's
I mean,
been really my challenge is making it simple for them to understand. And Change Angel was simple because all you had to do was tell them copy paste addresses. That's it.
Yeah.
But now with Bittrex, you're gonna have to explain the whole Satoshi calculate. You gotta explain so much more. It's more technical. So
Well, if they knew like the dollar units, like the units of the dollar, it has the same kind of, digital.
concept, yeah. I always the way I explained to Garrett when he first started was there's 100 pennies in a dollar, which means there's 100. The 1.00 represents 100, while there's 100 million satoshis in a Bitcoin. So the 1.000000 and it's 8 zeros represents 100 million. So I mean, I can explain it to them, but these are concepts that people probably haven't done well in math. So
They flunked math.
I'm one of them.
Learn some math.
I'm good at science. That was my thing, science.
But people have been they've been really interested in DigiByte. I have a cousin I know people who have a lot of DigiByte and I know people who have a little. But I have a cousin who really is interested in DigiByte, but she doesn't have an ID. So just different things that occur when you help people. The hurdles.
Good on you. That's awesome. 30 people already. That's really good.
Yeah.
I think the key is really simplifying it. To a rudimentary, making it real simple. I think that's another thing that we actually come across. Like, how can we make this really simplistic for people, the average person? Because as you see, like DigiByte right now, with it being at the price it is, like it's affordable. It's affordable for those who really don't have the means to really invest in the stock market. I mean, if you investing in the stock market, you're not getting into any kind of company that has a stake in the ground already at 1 cent. Like,
Yeah.
especially not paying no dividends. You're looking like, man, wow. I mean, at least DigiByte, you can get in right now, wait for it to hit 3 cents and earn something.
I think tutorials are important. You just go watch a tutorial,
Yeah.
But like you said, Script, in our interview, you can't trust all information from.
Well, you can't trust backdated information.
Yeah.
You can't trust everybody what they're saying, but I'm talking about say how they used to do it back in the day, man.
Right.
It's not how we do it today. So when I was looking, like John knows this, I was looking how to back up my core wallet, and it wasn't the same as the updated version. So I mean, some of that stuff it was valid at one point. It just needs to get off YouTube. We don't need it anymore. Get out of here.
Any of you guys really excited for using your RenDGB to use it as collateral and leverage and dividends and interest?
Well, yeah. I mean, I was much more excited before the DeFi bubble burst in September, where we were going to, we had plans for that. I mean, listen, Aave just recently added RenBTC, so RenDGB is far away. But there were a lot of governance protocols that we wanted, and I'm in a lot of these governance forums too that I wanted to introduce and have RenDGB as as one of the liquidity assets. But in the end, so many of them had done rug pulls and where there was exit scams and things like that. So now, I'm more on the side of let's be cautious, right? So we have like Bidal coming next year, second quarter, which is going to add us as collateral natively, not with RenDGB. And we can go through Aave and we can list on Uniswap and create some pools there, a balancer pool as well. So that's coming, but it's not like before where there was so much opportunity to make yield and things like that. It's more like, okay, RenDGB is coming, we're ready, we have interoperability on Binance Chain and Ethereum ERC20 DeFi, but we're not just going to haphazardly just go to any single protocol and be like, oh, list us here. You're a new token that came up yesterday and you're unaudited and we don't know who the devs are because you're anonymous. List us. So you can get 400% APY, but then when they do the rug pull and all your assets are gone, then we're not really doing the right thing for the community, right? So
could you say it's a blessing in disguise that we're entering it after the bubble has burst?
Yes. I think a lot of people will be upset because it came so much later than anticipated. But in my opinion, like you said, it's a blessing in disguise because, listen, we could have been on any one of these protocols, Pickle or whatever, Yam, Sushi, all these different ones, and all of a sudden we could have had a rug pull and lost all of our liquidity. So I'm glad that we were not a part of that, okay? But in the future, there will be more solid DeFi projects producing some yield. It won't be the way it used to be, 16,000% APY. It might be 30%, which is better than any bank, right? And it's not stable coin, but I'm glad.
I can't imagine thousands of percent APY.
Thousands. Think about 16,000, 25,000 APY.
I can't imagine that.
Like you initially mine a
I'm
coin.
so skeptical of that.
Yeah, but you're mining this coin, right? And you put in so much, you're depositing so much liquidity, right? You're providing liquidity in Uniswap. You're getting a Uniswap token. You're providing that in liquidity pool somewhere, and you're getting, there were people making thousands of dollars an hour.
That's it. I'm creating my own coin. I'm going to.
And then they were just dumping their whatever they mined. They were just dumping it and getting the.
I'm going to create digi assets.
Do you just mean the value going up over time?
I'm going to mine my
here's
own
the thing.
digi assets.
There were so many things that people didn't know. Like there was impermanent loss, right? So if you're in a balancer pool or a Uniswap pool, and the token crashes for some reason, right? You wind up owning more of that token than ETH that you're paired with. So there was a lot of impermanent loss, and there was a lot of.
That's a huge risk.
It was a huge risk.
Okay, I think I was just mixing that up with interest products, given promised interest.
Yeah. So
I was mixing it up with that because promised interest, I'd be skeptical of that, but.
Well, interest is like when you take out when you deposit collateral, right? Yeah. Or you take out a loan or whatever, you can get interest on your collateral, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a automated formula program there that there's liquidation thresholds and things like that. So if you deposited $1 million worth of Bitcoin, you can take out and withdraw and get loaned $400,000 worth of crypto. And then if it went a certain way where your Bitcoin got devalued, it would automatically liquidate you. So those things were all built into place, and people were doing that. I was doing that. I was actually putting in massive amounts of tokens to get loaned ETH so I could mine with ETH. Mm-hmm. And those were the good old days of August when you could just make so much. You can get so many tokens by providing liquidity, and mm-hmm. A lot of people were overextending themselves, borrowing and loaning.
But John, we can do the same thing with DigiByte.
Yeah, but
no, we can create a platform, and like Tron did, and put our digi assets in there, our DigiDogs and whatever.
And Digi Cat.
I think the only way for
DigiCat.
DigiByte for it to succeed as a governance token for DigiByte is the people who own DigiByte, they're the ones that have to benefit from it.
Yes.
So that is not an easy task to do, right? So if you own 50 million DigiByte and you put in all your liquidity into this governance token and you get the majority of it and you dump it onto the market, that's no good, right? You don't want that.
No, it's not.
You don't want that. So long story short, RenDGB is amazing because we're going to have interoperability with ERC20 and ETH and Binance Chain. And BDAO coming up, but that's not, Ren. And
But the government's told you'd have to lock it. If you bought like a bunch of DigiDogs, right? You would lock your DigiByte in there for a while until the time it slowly allocates payments to your wallet, your DigiByte wallet. So
and I think
that's
that's a really good thing that you said, because if you're going to mine for a governance token that's DigiByte related, there should be a locking mechanism. There should be a vault, right? That's a collateral that you provide, but in return you get yield, right? But you shouldn't be able to take that and get the yield and dump it into the market and then take out your DigiByte at will and then just be like, okay, move on to the next DeFi project.
Yeah, that's like highway robbery, man.
Yeah,
it's like someone comes up in there and he says,
the
"It's all
people
mine."
who have the more DigiByte are the ones that win, right? You just provide a massive amount, you mine something massive amounts quickly, you dump it into the market, you get out, and you're good. You just make your money. That's not what you want. So
no, we want to slowly allocate this thing fairly at a low percentage where everybody wants to get involved. Otherwise, it's just not. It's too much of a risk. It's like it really is the early DeFi get money or get rich fast scheme.
Yeah.
They could have rethink this, man.
Well, honestly, that whole Sushi Swap exit scam where he stole $14 million of ETH destroyed the.
Sushi Swap.
It just destroyed the whole entire DeFi market.
I remember where they found that guy, and then the guy was like, "Yeah, okay, we're going to give it to this other guy and let him deal with it."
Yeah, but you know what? He gave it back.
Yeah, he gave
but it was too late. All the liquidity Uniswap pools were all sold out. Everyone dumped everything. It was too late at that point. So
it was irresponsible, man. That's just. And Jared warned everybody before it happened. You know that, right?
He did.
Right before it happened.
I gotta say, Ferdy, there's a big fan club being started for you.
For me?
Yeah.
Why?
Like this Ferdy guy is really good looking, super attractive.
I'm in bed with no pants on.
Cool.
No pants on.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
I won't
Really
go
gonna
down
get
there.
some tuners, right?
Yeah.
I just won't go.
But anyway, yeah. So I'm happy RenDGB is here, but I'm also happy that it's not August, because then we can kind of selectively pick and choose. We have some people like that are into DeFi, like myself, Noah, and some others who are part of governance forums, and we're going to suggest adding RenDGB at our own pace. It's not going to be like, oh, as soon as it's out, you're making 6% interest. That's not how it's going to work.
Yeah.
We're going to find some really solid projects with safe places to,
Yeah.
and that's what we'll do. So that's good.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah,
Nice and safe.
But there also will be, more DeFi development, and when that happens, we'll be ready, right? So
Yeah.
we have RenDGB. We're ready. Look how much Ren is building with Polkadot, Sala, and their multi-token platform and everything. They're just later on, they're not going to be able to build as quickly as they did for us. It's going to take a long time to integrate different assets for them, because they're working on so much now. And the more and more they get into mainnet, Sub-Zero One, and the Ren starts being integrated everywhere for minting and burning, to get your coin as an ERC20 token, that's going to take time. So we got in early, so we're good. I think that's
we did.
That's the whole point.
And how fortunate for us to do so.
It's
that's
great that we
awesome.
have Noah because if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have. They would have, but they wouldn't have been so on the ball with it. So
that actually brings up one question I wanted answered a long time ago, because before the sushi thing, right? Was everything was moving so fast, right? It was Rudy, everything was moving so fast, man. The Ren DGB project, and PackCoin and all this, I'm all for like partnering up with really good quality products, to push the Ren DGB forward, or the ERC20. I don't want a DigiByte just thrown in there to the lowest grade possible, and just get our brand smashed. I don't want that. How do we stop that from happening?
We can't. We're permissionless, dude.
Dang it.
But the good news is that we're ready. Okay, so if there is a
we're
platform like Aave that's already approved Ren BTC and we can be there in the future, then we're ready for it. And I think that queue is going to be a lot harder along the line when Ren Virtual Machine is in Subnet 1 and all, they're doing.
Dude, I am ready. I am ready for the virtual machines. I am learning more and more about these virtual machines. I'll be very useful within the year.
So to sum up, we were lucky to even have a Ren DGB and ERC20 token version of DigiByte.
Right now, yeah.
I mean, that's awesome. That's worth celebrating.
It won't be like before where we can just generate mass amounts of yield with it, but it's ready.
Yeah, but maybe that's not that's not the killer use for it. Maybe it's using it as leverage to get take out a loan like I did last night on Celsius. And there are other uses for it too, but utilizing it and leveraging off your DigiByte holdings. Because some of us might have 50,000 or 500,000. It'd be good to put it to use, whether it be earning interest at 2% even, or even utilizing it to take out a loan or something.
Yeah,
like that.
someone's going to take.
That's awesome.
Someone's going to use it. Someone's going to use it and use it, for lending or using for whatever they want to use it, and as long as they're paying us.
I mean, initially off the bat, if you wanted to, you can create a Uniswap, Ren DGB, and ETH pool, and you'll get fees from the automated market making of that. So if you want to do that, you can do that too. I think some people sit on a lot of DigiByte, and they wouldn't mind doing that. They wouldn't mind creating a liquidity pool so that if you wanted to trade in and out of it, you could easily on Uniswap or, MetaMask or whatever, and they would get fees from that. I don't think
I'm
they
down
would
for
mind
that.
that.
Pretty interesting.
Like for me,
So
I think I would do that too. I would provide liquidity off the bat when it first comes out because, why not? For me, I want people to be able to access and buy Ren DGB at will, right? And I wouldn't mind getting ETH from it, so why not? So, there's
Sorry,
that.
Crypty, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not all
Ferdy,
for.
were you able to use your Ren DGB as collateral in Celsius?
No, not yet. No, but I have a feeling that.
Oh, okay. I was wondering.
No, Ren DGB is not. It's available as an asset in Ren VM, but RenBridge does not support the minting and burning of it yet. So that's coming very, very soon. So you can't actually get Ren DGB yet until you're able to.
Oh, okay.
That's coming very soon.
If we get DigiByte listed on Celsius Network, we could just use DigiByte directly as collateral and earn interest.
I signed the petition. Did you guys?
Yeah.
I sure did.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Crypty, I even messaged
Good
them.
job, guys.
I emailed them like 2 months ago, or 2 or 3 months ago, asking them, hey, you should look into DigiByte. I think if there's a, check it out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We need to make it happen. We have even 14,000 people following the DigiByte awareness team account on Twitter.
I knew that's why you were doing it. I'm on to you.
Because
That's great.
I just want people to know about the petition.
Yes.
If we got DigiByte listed on Celsius Network, that'd be huge growth for our community.
Right.
Trust me, like nothing I do is to pump my own following, because if I wanted a following, I'd just go buy followers. Like, I'm more concerned about growing DigiByte and the good projects that I care about and things like that. So that's why I make content. I have no desire to grow a following just to have people watching me. Like, that's not it.
We trust.
So
But
I want to get DigiByte
we
in front
enjoy
of
watching you.
people, and people need to know about. Yeah, sometimes we say stuff. It's whatever. But DigiByte's going to help a lot of people, and not a lot of people actually know about it and all the use cases for it. So I definitely want to get more people educated about it. I need to set aside some time to make DigiByte videos too. But I've been pretty busy in my schedule.
I think we should all start talking more and opening dialogue, because I think there's a lot of good ideas with, at least this group of people. So I'm glad, Ferdy, you're back, man. Shit.
Yeah.
Lockdown's over, yay.
Yeah. And Nelson also wants to do something, so he's very talented and very creative. So, and obviously Crypty's doing so much, and for not just Gen Z, but man, getting us on Celsius and getting Hanks and Celsius and DigiByte out there. These are all great things. And DigiByte Brothers and Script, you guys are doing your own shows. This is good. You gotta keep it moving. The chain's moving forward. So I gotta take off. So the kids are yelling.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I have to go too. But
John won't let
actually,
me
I will
do.
be working with Celsius Network as a freelancer starting in January.
Nice.
So I'm friends with a lot of those guys, and I
Get
think...
us on there. Get us on there.
Guys, it's a community effort. It really just comes down to a community effort. If they see community support, then they will likely list the coin, depending on what they have to do on their side. But
it's
not just me. I can't be the only voice. We need the whole community.
How many more
brothers? Wait, Script.
How many more signatures do we need?
No.
So no one's ever made a petition before that I know of to get a coin listed on Celsius Network. That was just my idea. So there's no set amount of signatures required, but I'm shooting for at least 1,000, and my personal goal is 10,000. I don't know if we'll get that many
on your petition.
But I want at least 1,000 signatures.
Do we meet that yet or no?
We're at 500. Let me check the stats right now.
What? No.
I think there was a petition for us to get on Coinbase.
No,
I think it got a lot of signatures.
That'll eventually happen. That's
503.
Oh
wow. Yeah, we need more.
We do need more.
503?
Yeah, 503 signatures. That has, from here, directly 325 shares. That doesn't even include the link elsewhere. That's directly from the petition, sharing it to social media. So 325 shares is actually really good.
I thought it was way more than that.
That's 2/3 of our signatures.
Come on, DigiByte Brothers, let's go.
Yo, that's crazy.
Pound the pavement.
We're gonna have to push for this.
Yeah, Alex Mashinsky, the founder of Celsius.
You guys can bring us to 10,000.
Community
Let's do it.
support. So if we show,
awesome, Crypty.
because Celsius Network needs to be profitable still as a company. So if no one's going to deposit their DigiByte on Celsius Network, what's the point in listing it? If anyone is willing to deposit their DigiByte to earn interest on it or to take loans and use it as collateral, then we need to let them know that there is support, and we would do that.
Wow.
Yeah, we will do
and
that.
it bring in a bunch of people into the community too, because they have over 200,000 users, downloads of Celsius Network.
You're talking about $300
If you could buy
million.
DigiByte within the app, just like you can buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, I think a lot of people would easily go, oh, I'm going to buy some DigiByte. And then we just grew the community, and we'd be growing their community too. So it's good on both sides.
Just think about 300,000, $300 million worth of DigiByte there's not getting any interest on. I think
Jeez.
Think about it, right?
John,
there's no place for us to gain that interest.
Did you just say 300 million DigiByte?
$300 million.
Oh, dollars. Oh. Oh,
That's
okay.
the market.
Crypto,
It's
mentioned that's
13 billion
machine speed.
DigiByte right
There's
now.
300 million
circulation.
just there waiting for him
But
to
it
make money on.
amazes me that we're such a strong, active, supportive community, and we haven't done this before. Like, made this
Yeah, but
effort to get
Crypty,
listed
think
like
about
that.
it. This is what a truly decentralized blockchain
Looks
Yeah.
has to go through.
With
Most
no
blockchains
marketing
have
team.
some form of funding, or if they've done some kind of, like ICO, like they've done some pre-mine. We have not, and those are the growing pains that we have to go through. And for us to be grassroots and to have grown this much for this many years, and we've never been down, no downtime, it is a testament to what this is. Now, what is this? It's not. It's not. It's not a well-funded blockchain, and that's the beauty of it. No one owns this. Nobody, one entity, third party, centralized organization owns this. We all have the ability to make it what it needs to be. And that's the thing. We just need to get more people to volunteer to do that. And that's all it is. And the fact that it's still, battle tested for 6 years plus.
Absolutely.
Honestly,
Yeah, Crypty,
I
I
don't
think
care about the
the-
price of this. This is amazing, just to see, how much this has evolved. Not just the community and the blockchain and whatever the price.
Yeah.
It's just the evolution
I
of decentralization. It's amazing to
I think
see.
the more we mention what John said with those stats, we've got $300 million worth of DigiByte just sitting here, just like, hey, I'm not being used.
I'm earning anything.
Celsius, come and get me, come and use me and make
Yeah.
money. Plus, we're like, you could say we're the most grassroots crypto community. You could say that. I haven't really looked at other grassroots communities, but you could say we're, one of the best. And I think that's, mentioning all those facts and keeping that in the public consciousness, it'll only build up, trust towards the community, and then eventually, we'll be on.
It's a
Celsius.
grassroots movement. It's always moving, and once it becomes a monument, then we're dead. Like, oh, we reached our pinnacle, and then it's over. We
There's
don't
no
want that. We
pinnacle,
want
right?
to
It's
keep moving.
permissionless.
Keep moving.
So you guys, I have a question with this Celsius network, because I did sign a petition and I like the idea. It's,
Go ahead.
yeah, I thought we were giving up keys when we were, if we were to put out DigiByte on the network. Is that the case still, or are we just locking up our DigiByte on the network for them to, I guess, reinvest, or how exactly is that working? How does that work?
Celsius
I'm assuming
Network
you're giving
is
up your keys because you have to actually deposit your DigiByte as collateral, so they own it. Because if you borrow against it and something happens in the market, then there's a liquidation threshold. So it's just not forever, and so you have to hand over your keys. That's my
Celsius
guess.
Network is a CeFi platform,
a
centralized
centralized
finance,
finance.
and you do not hold your keys for the cryptocurrency you deposit there, but it is not locked up. You can withdraw at any time. If you're taking a loan out, then the collateral you will lock for the loan. So
Got it.
that's the locked part, but and end the loan at any time and just pay the interest. But yeah, so I don't hold 100% of my portfolio on Celsius Network either, because it is a CeFi platform. So I always say deposit only what you're willing to lose, even with your funds being insured against bankruptcy, hacking, stealing, whatever.
Okay.
It's kind of
I
like taking
think
out.
there will be a lot of people that will want
Celsius
interest, though.
has good security practices. What I've looked at, they have good security practices.
What is the security?
They're the first company to be in a crypto bank, like an alternative to big banks, and to offer interest for depositing and loans and stuff like that. And I do trust Alex Mashinsky personally. So I don't know if it was someone else running the company, if I would trust him, but Alex is a good guy. They give up to 80% of their revenue back to the people, back to their users. And that's why it's such a big thing as an alternative to big banks. Because banks only give you like 0.01 to 0.09% interest in your savings account yearly. And for Celsius Network to give you like 12% to 16% on stable coins, yearly APY, around 5% for Bitcoin. So things like that, giving up to 80% of their revenue, not just profit, but revenue back to the people. That's huge. So Alex cares about the people, and he
So
just wants
Alex,
to have an
Yeah,
alternative.
and I believe they have their custodians are insured, so it's
Yeah, all of
it's
them.
not just like a regular small exchange. So they do
So,
have
well,
some kind
you
of
said the key. Okay, so Alex, I remember this one story about this similar kind of platform, and I no shade over Celsius by no means, but who owns the keys? Is it shared between owners, or is it in a security program where it's locked away where no one can control it without the certain people that need to come together and sign paperwork to receive the keys? Security.
I don't know the answer to that.
We need to know the answer.
I think the answers are out there.
Yeah, they're
Alex
there.
does, yeah, he does AMAs every week. I highly recommend watching them. And you can ask him, obviously, you can ask him exactly that. And I think
Yeah,
I do remember him talking about that security, you know, point of view and what they do with it. Yeah,
What-
but I think
what
the
was
information's
that?
out.
What was that? Just what you know. What I'm just curious.
Oh, geez. I think, yeah, they obviously own the keys. Whether or not it's shared or just by one person, I'm not sure. That's something that I'll have to look up as well.
What's the old way of it was one person had secure the keys, and then when everybody was swiped, that one person was dead or moved to an island or something like that. So I'm pretty sure.
I doubt they have something like that.
I'm pretty sure that there's hopefully some security in place where it's literally going to take 4 people to sign paperwork, come together.
Multi-sig vault, like that.
Yeah, multi-sig wallet, possibly. Yeah, that would be a good question. Just to give Garrett some peace of mind, because you are giving your keys. It is backed, insured.
It's like a crypto bank that's insured, so I'm sure they have a lot of those protocols in place. Otherwise,
That would be a really good question for the AMA, though. So Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, every Friday, and you can go to Celsius Network on Twitter at Celsius Network, get the link, or you could just look it up on YouTube. But they're really good. I tune in on Fridays. And
Garrett.
and they're
Garrett,
super
I highly
transparent too. So Alex would totally share that with you guys. Everything, they're super transparent about their security, and they just tell you everything.
Yeah.
Right, but he wouldn't reveal certain security.
He wouldn't name the names.
Yeah.
they might.
I follow
if
some
it's a
security
multi-sig,
paths.
they might. There's no reason for them not to.
I'm really secure, or I really look into security in any platform. I know who got taken. I know who did it. So here for what I'm saying, here's John smiling over there. I see you smiling over there. Yeah. So the guy that helped develop XRP, that's XLM, was involved with Mt. Gox. Okay.
Oh man.
So think about those things. When you have people that are selling, say for instance, we had we're a bank, we're a crypto bank, we're lending and all that, or a trading platform, and we decide to sell it to somebody that knows nothing about it, like this guy from Mt. Gox, and you sell it, and it was his responsibility to keep it secure. No one knows, but it's just so funny how it gets hacked right after that. So, no one knows. But here's the thing: if some kind of transfer of power was like that, I'm out.
Yeah, well, like you said, not your keys, not
I
your
am
crypto,
out.
and even it really depends. I have a lot more comfort if it's insured, right? So
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
so
big time.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially if you want to deposit 500,000 DigiByte on there,
Oh, we know
Garrett,
how
are
much
you
DigiByte
talking
have
about
now.
what you're thinking about doing?
Absolutely.
Garrett has 500,000. Garrett, what's your wallet address?
You can secure that, by the way, with the Antim ID consortium. Just
Oh yeah.
secure your wallet address, and then you can share it.
But I do think that loans in the crypto space is needed because the only way out to get liquidity is to sell. So it's good to know that there are platforms out there that allow you to collateralize a loan with cryptocurrency. I guess my question
It's
is,
one of the best systems. You put in your own collateral, you can loan against it and borrow against it.
right?
That's
So
the
what
best.
kind of money are they giving you? Are they giving you stable coins or is it
No,
USD?
it depends. Like
You
if
get to
there's something
choose.
like ETH that's readily available, then obviously the borrow rate is very low. But if you want to borrow something like that's very hard to borrow, then obviously the rates for the interest rates for borrowing that is higher. And it's the same thing in terms of providing collateral. If you provide collateral on something that's not needed, then you're not going to get a high, payout for, providing that as collateral. But then if there is something that's really needed, then like Link, for example, there was one point where Link wasn't being used for anything, and then Link's, YFL and all these things that wanted Link, you had Link as liquidity pools. All of a sudden, people borrowing massive amounts of Link, so chain Link. So, like those borrow rates were crazy back then. But that's the same thing. Like, so it's all based on supply and demand, right? So if your demand is low, then you're not going to get a lot. But if demand is high, you'll get something out of it, and you'll pay something too if demand is high, right?
Do you guys know? So we're talking about Celsius. Getting involved in Celsius. That's, in my opinion, a really high quality platform and entity. As well as that, we're talking about RenDGB and the Ren protocol. I think that's also a really high quality crypto entity. Are there any other high quality partnerships and entities that would be beneficial to us? Because those are two really high quality, big names in crypto space, in my opinion.
To be on the Polka chain, which is also happening with Ren VM integration. Polkadot's going to be huge with the parachains and the voting system. That's going to be huge. There's a lot of DeFi protocols that are becoming more like Synthetics and Aave, and they're becoming
that's a good question.
more, like blue chips. So, the problem is DigiByte has no place in these things yet, right? But once our market cap increases and we have some kind of adoption, and there's 13, 14, 50 billion DigiByte valued at, hopefully billions of dollars, then there's going to be a place for us everywhere. That's just it's just timing, right? But yeah, there's not right now. There's some high quality places, but it doesn't make sense to have DigiByte. Like, you can go to the governance forum in Aave right now and say, we need RenDGB on Aave, and they'd be like, why? Why do we need that? We have RenBTC. So that's coming. You just need a little more adoption, a little more crypto use, a little more blockchain in the real world, and then you'll have that. But it's not.
So John, what do you think those steps towards a little bit more adoption would be?
Well, the one thing we have to tackle is, CBDC is coming, right? In my opinion, no matter what.
Central bank digital currencies.
Correct. So, eventually we're all going to be using some form of digital currency, right? Regulation is coming, right? Institutions are buying Bitcoin right now and adding that as part of their asset allocation for their portfolios. It's just timing at this point. Right? And then now it becomes a digital currency race, right? Who's going to have the best? Will China's digital yuan, replace the USD? Will, these are questions that we have to start thinking about. But once there's more adoption and people start realizing what crypto is and what it can be used for, then the question is, are they going to build their own? Or they're going to build something that's been there for 7 years, that's super secure, that has 5 mining algos, that's fast, that has a great community and user base behind it. You're not talking about just community. We have users. We have millions of users, right? So that time will come. We just don't know. There's just a lot of questions as to how regulation is going to work and what countries are going to adopt what and what's going to how this narrative around central banking digital currencies are going to either prevail or control how we use our money, right? They might not want you to use digital currencies other than their stable coin, right? So we'll see. I don't know. I mean,
John, to answer, actually, to voice my opinion on what kind of company or cryptocurrency would be cool to partner with DigiByte, I think Filecoin or something like it would be great because it's interplanetary file systems like
IPFS.
storage.
Well,
And I think the speed of verification and authenticity with DigiByte combined with a massive storage factory, interplanetary file system storage, that would be a game changer as well because now we're using DigiByte securing everything for a massive storage of data files.
well, we're doing that with supposedly Pack Global.
Packcoin. No, right.
We're doing that with some other also third-party vendors to see if they can help us with the IPFS solutions for DigiAsset servers and infrastructure and nodes and a whole lot of different things. But that's not built yet, right? So, yeah, like you said,
But
there's a lot of things
we need to
that can
nail
happen
one.
with IPFS. It's just it needs to be built.
We need to nail one. I mean, I like it. I mean,
We need a wallet. We need IPFS. We need decentralized nodes. We need decentralized, mining. We need decentralized yada yada yada. We need there's a lot of things we need, but people just want to think about the price of DigiByte and not contribute. So we need contributors. That's the bottom line. And,
We do need
all
to-
the people in this room here contribute.
but what about
So
what
it's
about
great that-
relationships without donations? What about like forming relationships with these people instead of? And I know eventually money is involved, but like just forming, like seeking out what kind of ecosystem DigiByte needs. Go ahead, Ferdy.
I was just gonna hop off now. I have to go.
Oh no way!
He was waving bye to me. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye,
Alright.
Crypty.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
guys, I'm gonna have to go too.
yeah.
I've got a gig to go to really soon.
All right.
I just want to say quickly, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for
And,
coming aboard. We have not seen you in a long time, so it's great to have
Yeah.
you.
Oh, thanks. And if you guys have any like ideas or requests, and you guys and the viewers as well, just send them over to any of us because just use me at your disposal, for you guys. So yeah, if you got any ideas, just
You're
write
making
them
some
down.
people
Pass them
like
through.
Ali Irvine cry that you're leaving, though. I'm just saying. She's
Oh, what?
starting a fan club for you.
Someone likes you
Yeah,
a lot.
A lot.
Oh wow. Okay.
A whole lot.
Damn.
Um,
But not-
You're a
Ferdy,
celebrity
we'll
now.
keep in touch because I have some things to discuss with you.
Alrighty. See you guys. Thanks so much.
Cheers.
All
But getting back to your point, Script, you're right. I mean, we need partnerships. We need volunteerism. We need angel investors, But that's, a lot of the things that people don't understand is a lot of things that are happening behind the scene, right? We do have some of these things being developed. It's just not coming fast enough. So, Coinbase listing or something that fuels all this will be great. And, hopefully that's in the cards. We'll see. But you're right about that. But I have to take off too, guys. But wow, we've been
Yeah,
on
I
3.5
actually have
hours.
dinner. I smell it.
What's that?
Ooh,
Dinner's
sounds good.
cooking.
Yeah.
I smell it.
All right, boys. It was awesome to chat with you guys. And hopefully we'll do some more happy hours. But
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of good conversations we can have after this about certain things that we want to do. But thanks, guys, for joining. Been great.
All right.
Thanks for the invitation.
All right, no problem. Cheers, guys.
All right, guys.
Right?